Good morning, Lord Almighty. Let me pull up the chat, get the live ready. Give me 1 second. Working kind of slow. It hasn't started yet. The trial. It is Friday. Happy Friday. Oh, and by the way, I don't know. We might have to take a look at that. I don't know if I'm going to stream it on the second channel today. But they did. The whole thing with this Spanish lady. Lord Almighty. We watched this whole I don't know, I think the Trump prosecutor. That thing was so crazy to watch. Yesterday. We had fun watching that. Whoa. Holy ish. Amy. God. I was honestly having a rough morning. I'm like, all right. Like, just put on a smile or whatever, you know? Amy, holy ish. Holy ish. My God, thank you so much. Wow, you're so generous. Thank you. Oh man, and me, that's funny. We're gonna have a little regular Q&A this weekend, but there is some stuff in the future that might I have to do a lot of planning and see. I don't know.
Oh, please be seated. They're all here already? Okay, I think we just need Attorney Agati, right? You want to grab him?
Elaine, good morning. Amy, man, thank you. That is so nice of you. Oh my God. And guess what too? I heard that Amy is switching to iPhone. Oh no, oh could she now get her? Oh, Amy says, I have a request. Please say Amy. Mr. Mom wants to know the movie reference. I can't remember. It is from a movie. It's from an old movie. I'm Amy. Hello. Anybody know in the chat? I'll pull it up. But they don't copyright this thing.
Amy. Pretty. Amy. Pretty. Ugly. Woman. Ugly. Woman.
The gorilla. She gets jealous very easily. Will somebody please tell me why you're unloading the plane?
Ugly. Woman.
You're the reason she's upset.
Me? What did I do?
Ugly. Woman. Ugly. Woman.
This is an old movie called Congo. And there was a gorilla on there. A friendly gorilla. But the nasty gorillas were nasty. They were scary. I think they were silverbacks or something. And I don't know why, because we have multiple Amy's. But when this Amy came, I just started saying, "Hi, Amy. Hi." The old classic movie, Congo. I remember I was watching that on VHS. That movie scared me when I was a kid. That shit was scary to me. Yeah, Congo. That was a classic, man. It's a good movie. Mr. Homolka, stop eating the sesame cake. Remember that? I wonder if I can find that clip. Stop eating the sesame cake. Congo. I don't know how to spell Mr. Homolka, but Mr. Homolka? How the hell do you spell that? Stop eating my sesame cake. I can't play this whole thing.
Have some coffee and cake.
Have some coffee and cake.
Have some.
Oh, you better eat that shit.
You have our visas. You have our...
Look at this shit. Look at his face.
Have some.
You have our visas. You have our manifest. This is a legitimate scientific mission. You have no right to detain us.
Liar, your
That's on fire.
So says my computer, Miss Ross.
Oh shit! Pull it up, baby. He took the sesame cake. He's all right. I'm gonna try this. It looks good. That was delicious.
You used to work for the CIA, and now you're Travacom.
Ooh.
Travacom pays better than the CIA.
You have a big mouth.
Everybody says that about me. What can I do?
Yo, we're eating this thing too.
Monroe, you have the word.
Huh.
It says that about me. What can I do?
Sesame cake.
Monroe, you have the worst timing in the world.
Tell me about it.
They blew up the president's Mercedes Benz. Did you know that? This is a big plot. My country will be in shit for at least a year. Mr. Homolka,
Mr. Homolka.
Oh.
stop eating my sesame cake. Stop eating my sesame cake! Living in my country.
Classic. Mr. Homolka. I wonder when that movie was made. Congo. 1995. Damn, I was going to say like the 1800s or something. 18 something. It's 1995. I feel like 1700 or something they made that movie. And Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 20%. It's no wonder, man. These people don't know a good movie. That was back in the day. That was a good movie. They don't know shit. Rotten Tomatoes. That was scary, man. Ugh. Congo. It's like almost like a Planet of the Apes type of movie. Boy over here having a martini. What is it? What? So what's up, man? Everybody, good morning. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing all right. Okay. Yeah, man. Early morning. Bro, I'm going to introduce my husband to that movie tonight. It's my movie night, and he's 13 years my junior, so I'm sure he hasn't seen it. I don't know if that's one of those movies that you watch it now, it's not as good. I don't know if it's like it was good back in the day, but maybe not good now. I don't know. I've seen things back in the day and thought it was amazing. Then I rewatch it, I'm like, what the hell is this?
All rise for the jury.
At 13 years.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen.
South Florida.
You may be seated.
Funny.
State is ready. You may call your next witness.
For Weekend at Bernie's movie. I'm wondering. I don't know. Oh.
You're on a mistake calls Travis Beach.
Oh, Travis Beach. That's a good one. I mean, I think he knows more than he's saying. He was on the probable cause affidavit.
Watch your step in the court.
Careful of the cords, please.
Is that Miami? Tropic Thunder. Ooh. I've watched that probably twice or 3 times. I usually don't rewatch movies. That one was funny. So Travis Beach, okay. Travis Beach.
Just reach if you can stand it up again and just raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're going to provide this jury will be the truth and the whole truth under the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can make yourself comfortable. Have a seat. There's some water in front of you if you'd like, sir.
Oh,
And
oops,
Mr.
sorry.
Beach, I'm
Fix
just
this.
going to remind you that it's a big room and all the jurors need to hear you, so please keep your voice up, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Beach, can you start by stating and spelling your full name for the record?
My name is Travis Beach, Travisbeach.
And Mr. Beach, what city and state do you live in?
I currently live in Concord, New Hampshire.
And how long have you been a New Hampshire resident?
All my life, 39 years.
You're 39 years old.
Yes, sir.
And are you currently employed?
Yes, sir.
How are you employed?
I work at EB Metals in Bow, New Hampshire.
And what do you do for them?
There's studs, RC. It's construction metal.
And can you tell these jurors what kind of work you've done in your life, in your career?
Carpentry, roofing, tree work, painting. Yeah, that's about it.
Mr. Beach, what was your highest level of education?
I graduated 12th, sir.
You graduated high school?
Yes, sir.
And I want to switch gears just a bit. Back in March of 2020, where were you residing?
Concord State Prison.
Okay. In early March.
I was Manchester, New Hampshire.
Okay. And at some point in March, you were arrested. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Prior to that arrest, do you remember the date of that arrest?
I don't, not off the hand.
Does March 5th sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Prior to March 5th of 2020, where were you living?
I was, it was Manchester, New Hampshire. I'm not sure the address.
And that's fine. You were in Manchester?
Yes, sir.
And who did you reside with in Manchester?
Barbara Ewell.
Do you know someone named Brittany Bedard?
Yes, sir.
How do you know Miss Bedard?
She's my ex-girlfriend.
And during that period that we're talking about, early March of 2020, was she your girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
And how long at that point had you known Miss Bedard?
10 years.
Did she reside with you, with Miss Ewell?
No, sir.
Mr. Beach, do you know an individual named Brendan Middleton?
Yes, sir, I do.
And how do you know Mr. Middleton?
We were working together at Accurate Tree Service.
How long have you known Mr. Middleton?
5 years.
And that's at that point back in March of 2020?
Yes, sir.
How would you describe your relationship with him? Were you friends or something else?
I wouldn't say friends. It was more of a co-worker at the time.
Okay. I want to switch gears for just a moment. You mentioned going to state prison
Yes, sir.
on March 5th of 2020. Were you convicted of theft by deception and theft by unlawful taking back in 2019?
That's correct.
Were you also convicted of theft by deception in a 2014 case?
Yes, sir.
How about theft by unlawful taking in a 2016 case?
Believe I was incarcerated at that time.
Okay. Turning to this case, do you know someone named Adam Montgomery?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And how long have you known Mr. Montgomery?
Since he was 17 years old.
17. Would you recognize him if you saw him today?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach this witness?
Yes, you may.
Mr. Beach, I'm showing you State's Exhibit 101.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
recognize the individual depicted in this image?
Yes, sir.
Who do you recognize this to be?
Adam Montgomery.
The same Adam Montgomery you've known since you were 17?
Yes, sir.
And back in early March of 2020, February into March of 2020, had you recently reconnected with Mr. Montgomery?
Yes, sir.
And how did that happen?
I was at the mall in New Hampshire. and I was at the food court, and Adam was there with his girlfriend, and that's how him and I started talking again.
Do you remember his girlfriend's name?
Kayla.
And at some point after that interaction that you had with him at the mall, did he contact you requesting your help with something?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell the jurors what the nature of that communication was?
He asked me if I could rent him a U-Haul, and I said yes.
And do you recall when he contacted you?
For the U-Haul?
For the U-Haul.
Later on during the day.
I want to back up for just a moment. Back in March of 2020, did you have a Facebook account?
Yes, I did.
And do you recall what your Facebook account, what the name of that Facebook, your name on that Facebook account was?
Travis Beach?
Did you have, were you friends with the defendant on that Facebook account?
Yes, sir.
And so when he contacted you and asked you to rent him a U-Haul, what did you do?
I didn't hesitate. He's a friend. I wasn't thinking of anything negative. I was at his apartment. I saw everything packed up. I put one together, thought it was two, but it wasn't.
Okay. And let me stop you there, Mr.
Yes,
Middleton. You said you were at his apartment and you saw things packed up.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember where his apartment was?
Union Street, I believe.
And that's here in Manchester?
Yes, sir.
You remember when you were at his apartment?
2020.
Were you at his apartment with Brittany Bedard, with Miss Bedard that you mentioned?
Yes, sir, I was.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Yes.
So, Mr. Beach, I'm showing you State's Exhibit 55. Do you recognize the individual depicted there?
Adam Montgomery's son.
Okay. And you mentioned that Miss Beach was with you during that interaction.
Yes, sir.
Does this accurately reflect your memory of his son that day that you went to the apartment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And can you just read the date at the bottom of that image?
Sunday, March 1st, 2020 at 6:02 p.m.
So having that in mind, does that refresh your recollection as to the actual day that you went to the defendant's apartment on Union Street?
Yes, sir.
Did you have any discussions with the defendant when you went to that apartment street?
We had multiple, yes, sir.
Specifically with respect to the rental of a U-Haul van.
I'm sorry?
Specific to the rental of a U-Haul van.
Yes,
what were
sir.
those discussions that you had with the defendant?
We did. What were the discussions?
What did he say to you?
He asked me to rent him a U-Haul. He needed to move stuff, and yeah, that's it.
And you wanted to help, it sounds
Yes,
like.
sir.
Did you help him, and did you in fact help him rent a U-Haul?
Not per se myself. I got somebody to rent him a U-Haul. So in aspect, yes, sir.
Okay. And I want you to walk us through that. You said you got someone to rent him a U-Haul.
Yes, sir.
Who is that someone that you're referring to?
Brendan Middleton.
And the same Brendan Middleton that at that point you'd known for 5 years?
Yes, sir.
And so this wasn't the same day, this was a separate day. Can you walk us through getting that U-Haul with Brendan Middleton?
I myself didn't have a license at the time. So I asked Brittany to get Brittany Bedard to get the U-Haul. And she couldn't So we had Brandon Middleton rent the U-Haul because he's the one that had the license at the time.
The day that you got the U-Haul, where were you staying? Where were you sleeping that day?
At the time, at Barbara Yule's house.
At some point during that period, did you go to the Econo Lodge and stay there?
Yes, I did.
Do you recall how many nights you stayed there?
One night.
Do you know whose name that room was in?
I'm pretty sure it was Brittany Bedard's.
And did the defendant also stay at that hotel with you?
Yes, sir.
Separate room or same room?
Separate room. He was on the first floor, and I was on the second floor.
So you're staying at this hotel. At what point do you go and get the U-Haul?
It was later on during the night. It was like it was dark. It was dark out, so 8-ish.
And can you tell the jurors who you went with? Who accompanied you to get the U-Haul?
Myself, Brittany Bedard, Brendan Middleton.
Okay. And where did you go to get that U-Haul?
The U-Haul place on South Willow Street here in Manchester, New Hampshire.
South Willow Street.
Yes, sir.
What did you do after getting the U-Haul, Mr. Beach?
There's a gas station right next to the U-Haul place. We stopped there, put gas in it, and then we went back to the Econo Lodge.
When you say we went back to the Econo Lodge?
Myself, Brittany Bedard, and Brendan Middleton.
And what did you do when you returned to the Econo Lodge?
We did drugs at the Econo Lodge.
Yes?
Mr. Beach, when you say we did drugs,
Yes,
who is
sir.
the we that you're referring to?
Myself, Brittany Bedard, Adam, and Kayla Montgomery.
And what drugs are you referring to? What kind of drugs?
Cocaine.
Is that crack cocaine?
Yes, sir.
And at some point during that time, while you're doing drugs, did you exchange keys?
Yes, sir.
Did you provide him U-Haul keys?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that interaction. Can you tell the jurors where you were when you gave him the keys and what specifically he told you?
Myself and Brittany Bedard gave the keys to Adam Montgomery, which he was staying at the Econo Lodge on the first floor. After that, Adam Montgomery and myself went outside to smoke a cigarette. He was pacing back and forth. He said he effed up, and I asked him what he meant, and all he could say and repeat was he effed up. And I'm not sure.
And you said he repeated that.
Yes, sir.
How many times did he repeat?
4 or 5 times.
When you say act, did he actually say the word?
Yes, sir.
What did he say? Can you tell the jurors?
Am I allowed to say it? I fucked up.
He repeated that
Yes, sir.
multiple
I
times.
apologize.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Did you ask him to clarify?
I did. And he did not.
Did he say anything when you asked him to clarify?
All he kept saying was that I fucked up.
Where was Kayla during that conversation?
Kayla was in the first floor at the Econo Lodge with Brittany.
And I think you said this already, but at that point, when you went out to smoke the cigarette, you'd already given him the U-Haul keys.
Correct.
At any point during your time at that Econo Lodge, did you see the defendant drive the U-Haul?
I did not.
At some point, did you go back to your own room with Miss Bedard?
All right. Yes, sir.
And prior to going back to your own room, had you seen him drive the U-Haul at all?
No, I did not.
Was the sun out when you went back to your own room, or
No, sir. It was still nighttime.
it was nighttime?
Yes, sir.
And do you know what the defendant did with the U-Haul?
I don't.
Did you attempt to get in touch with him the following day about the U-Haul?
No, sir.
Do you think seeing those your Facebook messages would refresh your recollection on that point?
Yes, sir.
May I approach the witness?
Yes, you may.
So, Mr. Beacon, showing you what's been marked for identification, it's State Exhibit 139.
Yes, sir.
Will you take a look at the second page of this document and just look up when you're done? So let me ask you this while you're reviewing. Do you recognize what that is?
No, sir.
Okay. So at the top of the page, does it say something there?
Meta platform businesses record.
Meta Platform Business Records?
Yes. Sir.
Are you familiar with Meta?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, so let's look on, does it say what the service is there?
Facebook.
Okay. And then halfway down the page, does it say first and last name?
First name Travis. Middle name is blank. Last name is Beach.
Okay. And I want to talk about the specific records.
I'll trust this guy. I think he is easy.
Just a moment. So I'm just going to ask that you review page 139, and I'm going to point you right here. If you can start there, and then this is front and back, so you should go through it.
Would you like me to read out loud? Or?
No, just to yourself.
Okay.
And so I'm going to draw your attention to right here, this message.
All right.
So having reviewed that, does that refresh your recollection with respect to whether or not you reached out to the defendant about the U-Haul?
I mean, it's right. I don't remember it, but it states right there. So yes.
All right. And I'm going to hand you what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit 140.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just going to ask you to read that top message.
Out loud.
Note to yourself. And is that the same message you just read on your...
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So with respect to these messages, are they fair and accurate in terms of the messages that you exchanged with the defendant?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I move to strike what's been marked for identification as State's Exhibit 140 and mark full and published to the jury.
Any objection?
140 is the communication as opposed to the certified records. No objection to 140.
The idea is stricken. It's entered as a full exhibit. It may be published.
I'm going to take these back.
Yes, sir.
That you hold on to this because we're going to go through it. So I'm going to put the exhibit that's in front of you, States Exhibit 140, up on the screen behind you. And I'm just going to ask that you look back and take a look at what's on the screen, the TV screen behind you. Other than the little red sticker at the bottom, is that the same image that you have in front of you?
Yes, sir.
And so you can refer to the image in front of you, but I'm just going to ask that you identify a few things. Starting with the top message, can you tell us who the sender of that message is? What's the name of the individual? It says next to author.
Travis Beach.
Okay. And that's you.
Correct.
Can you tell us when that message was sent? And it's right below the author's name.
Yeah. March 4th, 2020 at 1947.
And do you see where it says UTC?
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with Coordinated Universal Time, Mr. Beach?
No, sir.
Fair to say, though, it's not Eastern Standard Time.
Correct.
Okay. And can you tell us what you wrote? The slide immediately, or the message that says body.
Bro, what U-Haul did you drop it off at? Because he just got a text saying the van was supposed to be back at 2, so please let me know. WTF is going on.
And after you sent that message, did you immediately send another message? Can you go to the next, where it says body?
ASAP.
So if you can refer to the message below, can you tell us who the author of that message is?
Facebook.
Okay. And is there a specific number attached to that?
Next to Facebook?
Next to Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us what that number is? Can you read it for us?
1-0-0-0-0-9-0-0-7-8-8-5-8-0-3.
Okay, and you initially said this was your communication with the defendant, Adam Montgomery. Did that used to have a name? When you made those messages, when you communicated with the defendant, did his Facebook account have a name?
Adams?
Adams.
Yes, sir.
What was the name of his Facebook account?
Adam Montgomery?
Okay, and that's no longer there, is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you can go to when that message was sent, just below the author. And if you can read the date and time of the response.
3/4/2020, 1947.
So if you can go to the next message where it says sent.
You want me to read the number again?
No, not the number, the time where it says sent under the Facebook author. So the next line down from that.
Yep. 000820.
Okay, and what's the date associated with that time? And I have it up behind you if you need to refer to that.
3/5/2020.
Okay. And if you can refer to the actual body of the message that you received from the defendant, can you read that for us?
Please don't message me stuff like this on Facebook again.
Okay, you've skipped one message. If you can go up to the message before that.
I dropped it off on Willow, my word.
All right, and let's go to the next message. If you can tell us that's also from the defendant, can you verify that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's the time of that message?
000844.
And that again is UTC.
Yes, sir.
Same date as the last message. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Now let's go to the body of that message. If you can read that to the jurors.
Please don't message me stuff like this on Facebook again.
Do you know why the defendant didn't want you messaging stuff to him about a U-Haul rental?
No.
And let me back up. You said earlier you didn't know what he was using this U-Haul for.
Correct.
Did you ask him?
No, sir.
Why not?
Honestly, I didn't think I had to because I saw all his belongings packed up, and during the day, he said he was having problems with DCYF, so I kind of figured that he was moving.
And were you aware that he'd just moved into that apartment?
No, sir.
Did you ask Kayla what the U-Haul was for?
I wasn't allowed to talk to Michaela.
Why weren't you allowed to talk to Kayla?
I didn't ask.
Mr. Beach, did you ever meet a child in Harmony, Montgomery?
No, sir. No, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Beach. No additional questions for you, sir.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Beach.
Yes, sir.
I'm Jamie Brooks, and I represent Mr. Montgomery. You indicated on direct examination that you reconnected with Adam. I believe you said it was February of 2020?
I didn't say February.
Do you know when it was?
Honestly, no.
But it was at the Mall of New Hampshire?
Correct.
Food court specifically?
Correct.
Fair to say that it was prior to these March events?
Yeah. Yes.
And Kayla was with Adam at the food court?
Correct.
Were any kids with Adam and Kayla at the food court?
They're two sons.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
No additional questions for this witness. I ask that he be excused.
All right, any objection? All right, you may step down. You are excused, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes?
Guy just got arrested. They caught the perp. I missed some of his quite a bit actually, but I'm gonna check out this reporter when they take a break. He's giving all the notes on it. Too early to yawn. Maybe it's the perfect time. Where is this guy I've been watching? The shock therapy.
In the state to call Ms. Tara Hilbert.
Here it is. Here's the guy. Okay. On the break, we'll just go over some of the stuff.
Ms. Hilbert.
Oh, there wasn't much.
If you would please watch your step on the cords there, and if you could just remain standing when you get to the.
Well, he said that Adam's face went away, but says the rage when he grabbed her phone was very frightening.
Hilbert, you go ahead and raise your right.
Oh, that was yesterday. That was
solemnly
yesterday.
swear the testimony that you give this truth, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but it. So help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. Please feel free to have a seat. Ms. Hilbert, as we're being recorded here today, would you please go ahead and state your full name and spell both your first and your last name for the record?
Tara Hilbert,
Tarahilbert.
Thank you, Ms. Hilbert. And what town are you living in right now?
Manchester, New Hampshire.
How long have you lived in Manchester?
Almost 8 years.
Okay. And where do you live? What street?
Orange Street.
On Orange Street?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do for work?
Pretty much the property manager for over there.
Okay. And when you say the property manager, how many buildings do you help manage?
Just for that property, there's 4 buildings on that property. And then there's other properties elsewhere, but...
Okay. So do you help manage the other properties elsewhere as well as the 4 there?
If the landlord needs help, yes.
Okay. How long have you been doing that?
5 years? 4 years? 5 years?
4 or 5 years. And how far did you go in school?
10th grade.
10th grade. All right. What are some of the other things that you will do for the landlord to help out for those 4 properties or for properties elsewhere? Can you kind of describe what some of your duties are to the jury?
I will help maintenance clean out apartments if they need it. Clean before tenants moving in, I will completely finish cleaning it. I'll meet with new tenants before moving in, give them keys. If anybody needs any help, have any questions, they usually come to me, and I take care of it.
I must say, do they call you, or sometimes they usually even maybe knock on your door?
Yes.
Since you're right there?
Yes.
All right. Do you know an individual by the name of Dennis Cloutier?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know him?
That is our maintenance man.
Big beard?
Yes.
All right. How long have you known him?
8 years.
And with regards to the properties that you talked about you take care of, is one of those properties 644 Union Street?
Yes.
Mr. Cloutier, do you know whether he has done work there at 644 Union Street?
Yes.
If I could approach, please, Your Honor.
Yes. So I'd like to go ahead and show you 2 exhibits.
To show you what's marked states 136 and 137, and just ask generally whether or not you recognize those images.
Yes.
What do you recognize them to be?
This is my building that I live in.
Okay.
This is the corner of Orange and Union, and then the other property of Union Street.
All right. I see that's all on 136. And what about 137?
That is my back parking lot.
Okay. Back parking lot for your building. Is it also the back parking lot for 644 Union?
Yes.
I'm going to leave these up here with you for a moment. Specifically looking at Exhibit 136, if you could just look onto the screen for a quick minute, Ms. Hilbert, just to confirm that's the same image.
Yes.
All right. And you went ahead and said that there was, well, could you please point out where 644 Union Street is in this, kind of the intersections?
This is Orange Street.
Mm-hmm.
This is Union.
Okay.
This is 644.
So that's 644. The building that's right on the corner of Orange and Union, is that also one of the ones that you manage?
Yes.
Okay. And what about the building just to the right? If we go, would that be west on Orange Street there? Yes. Is that also one of the properties that you manage?
That's my building.
That's your building. Okay. With regards to a person by the name of Adam Montgomery, do you know who that is? All right. And who's that?
It was a old tenant of ours.
Okay. Could you please point out what was the building that Mr. Montgomery was staying in? That one there? Right. I'd like to switch now to Exhibit 137. I've got that on the screen. I just want to confirm, if you would please, that what you're looking at on the screen matches 137 that's in front of you on the desk. Okay. And from this angle, could you please point out where Orange Street and Union Street are again, that same intersection?
This is Orange Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and that's Union.
Okay. So the back side of that 644 Union Street, which building is that? Okay, the one looks like a porch built off the back?
Well, these are 3 separate numbers, 640, 642, 644.
Oh, okay. Those units inside those buildings, are they all accessible from the back as well as from the front?
Yeah.
Right. And that, could you please point out the parking lot that's used by the people who live in that building?
Right here?
Right there. And with regards to your building, is that the building on the far left-hand side of the screen, still on this side of orange?
This one, yes.
That's the one, okay. All right, thank you, Ms. Hilbert. Please feel free to have a seat. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
With regards to Adam Montgomery, you also know an individual by the name of Kayla Montgomery.
I do.
How did you first meet Adam Montgomery?
I don't know our first interaction. I remember seeing him here and there. And then I feel like it had to do with the kids because I had a child, their children's age. Mm-hmm. And it kind of just went from there.
With regards to, you said you had a child the same age as their children's age. How many children did they have that you saw?
At that time?
Yes.
Two.
Did your child and their children play together sometimes? And where would they play?
In the parking lot.
The same one that we see here on Exhibit 137?
More at the parking lot on my side.
Okay.
But, yeah.
At the time, Adam Montgomery, what was he doing for work? Do you know?
He was not working at that time that I'm aware of.
Okay. Separate from that, did you ever visit him inside his apartment?
No.
Okay. Where would you interact with him?
In the parking lot, my porch, and he was in my house a couple times.
And why was he in your house a couple times?
We were feeding him, Kayla, and the kids.
Okay. What time of year was that?
Summertime.
So with like a grill out or something?
Yes.
Right. Did he ever say anything to you about having a daughter by the name of Harmony?
He did.
Okay. What did he say about Harmony?
Just that he had a daughter named Harmony and that he hadn't seen her in a couple of years because her mother took her back to Massachusetts.
That's what he told you?
Yes.
And when would this have been that you had this conversation with him? What year?
2020.
2020?
Yep.
Would you have conversations with him also in, let's say, to 2021 as well? With regards to, let me just say this. Did he ever say specifically where Harmony was with her mother?
I want to say it was Lowell.
Okay.
Lowell, Mass.
All right. That's your memory?
Yeah.
And when he was living next door, I'm sorry, not next door, but he was living in Union Street and you were over on Orange Street, right? So it's not technically next door.
To me, it's next door, but yeah.
Okay. All right. With regards to the residents at Union Street during the time period that he was living there, how would you describe those neighbors? Were they average? Were they quiet? Were they loud?
I didn't see them the first 6 months of them living there.
Oh, and by them you mean
Adam and Kayla. Oh,
okay.
is that what we were talking about?
Well, yeah. Let me revise
Sorry.
the question. That's all right. That's all right. That's on me for not asking a clear question. So you didn't see them for the first 6 months. Let me go with that for a minute.
Yeah.
All right. And how would you get into their apartment from this photo that we're looking at here?
Can I stand up?
Yes, if you could.
So their back door is like right there.
Okay. So I see you're kind of pointing to the bottom left of that stair structure on the top right-hand side of the, or top right-hand, let's say, quadrant of the image. Is that right? Would you say that's the top right area of that photo?
For me, it's left, but...
Top left. Okay. Top left of the stairs. Okay. But overall, if I looked at the whole photo, would you say it's the top right-hand side of the photo?
Yes.
All right. With regards to the noise, was there ever any noise complaints in those buildings?
From other tenants, yeah.
From other tenants?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever receive one from Adam Montgomery?
Not that I recall. I think everybody stayed away from him. They just stayed.
Objection.
Sustained.
I'll rephrase the question, Ms. Hilbert. So with regards to that particular building, did you ever respond to any sort of noise complaints at that building?
No.
Okay. And I mean 644 Union Street, that building?
No.
All right. And let me ask, with regards to
Good morning.
Adam Montgomery, did he ever tell you where they were living prior to them living at 644 Union?
Yeah, they told me that they had stayed with sustained. Rephrase the question, please.
Okay. What, if anything, did Adam tell you about the location of where he had been living prior to him coming to be with you?
I knew about the FIT program they were in. And then...
Did he ever say about any other residence he lived in before FIT?
A car.
A car. Thank you. I'd like to ask a few questions with regards to Kayla Montgomery. Did you have conversations or communicate with her as well?
Yes.
And I'm not going to go into the substance of what those conversations were, but what were the ways that you would communicate with each other?
Sometimes through Facebook Messenger, other times on my porch, parking lot.
In April of 2021, at any time, did you take Kayla away from the Union Street apartment?
I did.
Why?
Because Adam had beat her pretty bad.
How did she look when you saw her?
Really bad.
Oh, she saw it. Saw her harming like that?
And when you say really bad, can you describe where you saw, I'm sorry, did you see any injuries on her?
I did.
Where did you see those injuries?
Her eyes, her nose, she was covered in blood.
Where did you take her?
To a hotel in Hooksett.
When was the last, did she have anybody with her when you took her to the hotel in Hooksett?
Her two boys. And the little girl that she had just had.
The baby? Later on, did the Montgomerys, both Adam Montgomery and Kayla Montgomery and the children, move out of that apartment?
Yeah, they got evicted.
Okay. Were you a part of the clean out that was done on that apartment?
Was not.
Who would have come in to do that clean out?
Dennis.
And when a clean out is done of the apartments, when
she
you
said
manage
Kayla?
them and the
My
ones
bad.
that you've seen,
Thought it was Harmony.
what's the sort of work that
Oh,
gets
wow.
done on those apartments?
Pretty much just throw everything in trash bags, and I specifically put it on the outside porch, and Dennis will come pick it up, put the trailer, and take it to the dump.
What about with regards to any of the sort of appliances inside? Are appliances changed?
Yes.
And what's the typical turnaround time for a new renter to come in?
It all depends how damaged the apartment is prior. Sometimes it'll take over a month to fix the damages.
Once the apartment is ready to rent, usually what's the time period between that and when a new tenant would move in?
I'd say a week to 2 weeks.
Okay. So a week to 2 weeks assuming the apartment's okay, that's the turnover time.
Yeah.
If I may just have a moment, please, Your Honor. Okay, Ms. Hilbert, thank you very much. Those are all the questions that I have. I believe defense counsel may have a few.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Hebert, you testified about a conversation with Adam where he indicated that Harmony was with her mother and you thought perhaps Lowell.
Yes.
And that conversation came up in the context of him talking about missing her, right? And he sort of asked, well, where is she? And that was his answer.
Yes.
Now, you also talked about seeing Kayla with black eyes.
Yes.
And you're pretty emotional about that, right? Because you and Kayla had become very good friends.
Not just that.
Right, of course. But one of the reasons was that she was quite dear to you.
Yes.
And over the course of the time that she moved in, you didn't really meet him for about 6 months, but then when you met him, you and Kayla became good friends.
Slowly, but yes.
And during that, after Kayla was arrested, you contacted her in jail.
Yep.
And you remained good friends with her.
For about a month, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. No additional questions.
You may step down.
Thank you.
Ask the witness to be excused, please.
Any objection?
No objection.
The witness is excused. State may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, the state would like to call Ms. Jessica Guerra. Stand, please. Please go up right to the bench, and once you step on the electrical cords there, you can please remain standing if the witness standing.
You make sure your phone is turned off. It is.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Guerin, if you would please go ahead and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you will give this jury will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Please feel free to have a seat. And Ms. Guerin, as we're being recorded here today, would you please go ahead and state your full name? Oh, I apologize. Did I leave some photos up?
Oh, maybe it's not. I'm so sorry. I thought I got it all. I'm shutting it up right now.
Is it off or in mute?
I'm sorry. I don't know. It's a new phone. I'm so sorry. I thought I had it off all the way.
Well, we will try to make our testimony quick, but we do need to have it in mute, please.
Yep, I'm doing it.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Guerin.
So sorry.
That's okay. If you would please go ahead, since we're being recorded here today, would you please state your full name, spell both your first and your last name for the record?
Jessica Guerin, Jessica Guerin.
And Ms. Guerin, are you a New Hampshire resident?
I am.
How long have you been living in state?
About 13 years.
Well, 13 years.
I'm just going to I'll ask both of you, please keep your voices up. It's a big room. All the jurors need to be able to hear you.
Ms. Guerin, let me ask you, you said you've been living here about 13 years?
Yes.
Okay. With regards to that, what city do you currently reside in?
Manchester.
And how long have you been living in Manchester?
About a year.
How far did you go in school?
I'm still in school.
Okay. What are you studying?
Psychology.
Okay. And where are you studying psychology?
UNH.
UNH. And how much longer do you have to go on your program?
About 3 years.
And let me ask you, what sort of work have you had up until this point?
I've worked as a debt collector. I've worked in drug and alcohol rehabs, Dunkin' Donuts.
All right. You said you've worked in drug and alcohol rehabs. I'd like to ask, did you ever work at a location in a rehab center called Granite State Recovery back in May of 2021?
I did.
And what were your job duties there?
I was a recovery support specialist. So when clients would come in, they were usually pretty emotionally in the air. So I was the person that kind of helped keep them level-headed and stay.
Okay.
I would run groups also.
Did you ever meet, and separate from that, I'd like to ask, did you ever meet an individual by the name of Adam Montgomery?
I did.
All right. And I'd like to go ahead and show you
Exhibit 101. You recognize this person?
Yes.
And who's that?
Adam Montgomery.
Adam Montgomery. Person that you met in May 2021?
Correct.
They're moving quick today.
Yes. You also know an individual by the name of Shane Perkins.
I do.
Okay. And how do you know Shane Perkins?
It was somebody that I dated that was a friend of Adam's.
Was that back during this same time period of 2021?
Correct. It's right when I met Adam.
At the time, where was Shane living?
At one of the facilities.
Okay. And with regards to Adam Montgomery, do you know where he was living back then?
Yeah, same house.
Same house? And where was that house? What city?
Auburn Street. I think it was 241 Auburn Street.
Oh, right here in Manchester.
Correct.
All right. Did you ever have a conversation with the defendant, or generally, did you ever talk with Adam Montgomery about children or his children?
Yeah, we used to have quite a few in-depth conversations.
All right. How many children did he say that he had?
So for the most part, I only knew of the two boys. At one point, he mentioned having a daughter, but it was very quickly and brushed off.
You say very quickly and brushed off. What do you mean by brushed off?
He kind of he just changed the subject as fast as he could.
Okay. Do you ever remember having a specific conversation with him about his daughter? And by this, I guess I want to ask, first of all, do you remember where this conversation was, where it took place?
Yeah, actually, it was right at the corner of Union Street and Auburn Street.
Okay.
Dollar Deluxe, I believe. I was sitting outside.
All right. And who were you with when you were outside?
Originally, I was just sitting by myself waiting for Adam.
Okay. And waiting for Adam?
Yep.
Okay. And did he join you?
Yep.
All right. And at some point, were you waiting for anybody else while the two of you were there?
Not really. That was a little
You think so?
muffled. So Shane had been having a really bad day and he was sleeping, and I was messaging back and forth with Adam, waiting for him to come out so I could give him some flowers and a card that I had given. So that way that when Shane woke up, he would have it there.
Oh, okay. And when you were talking with Adam, had you already dropped those things off? Had you already handed those to go in for Shane?
Not quite. He was sitting with me. We were just actually, we sat in my car for a good hour and a half talking.
Okay. And during that conversation, did you talk specifically with him about a daughter by the name of Harmony?
He never specified a name. He had mentioned that he had two boys and a daughter, but he had dropped the daughter off at her mother's in Mass somewhere, and just kind of changed the subject as fast as possible.
You said I want to make sure I got that right. And you said that he told you that he dropped off his daughter at her mother's in Mass, and does that mean Massachusetts?
Massachusetts, yeah.
All right. And then you said he quickly what?
Brushed off I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but the conversation switched very rapidly.
I can just have a moment, Your Honor.
Good morning. Good morning. So they're moving fast today.
Let me just ask you, Ms. Karen, when was the last time that you talked with Adam Montgomery?
Actually, I was just looking at my messages a couple days ago I think it was March of 21.
So it's been a couple of years.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Karen. I don't have any further questions for you. Defense counsel may have a few.
Thank you.
Good morning.
You may sit down.
This banner has been updating. I didn't realize that. Let's see. I don't know how we can.
Maybe call its next witness.
Maybe I'll reload it. Sorry. No, it's not that.
We could approach.
I'm gonna try to fix that members thing. Weird that it's not updated. Yeah, so far they move really fast today. Maybe that'll be a good indicator, at least for today. I don't know. At some point, they'll probably be law enforcement back, I guess. Let's see. We had a crazy chase last night. Last night, yeah. I was like, was that last night? It was wild on the second channel. And we just had a chase this morning, too. I streamed it for a little bit on the second page. I can't find this. This is weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we see our next witness, this is a good time for the break. It's a little bit earlier than usual, but we'll take our break now, and then we may be able to go through lunch. We have a couple of matters that we have to deal with now. So why don't I give you your mid-morning break now? Don't talk to each other or anybody else. Don't do any independent research. Don't look up anything online, and we will see you hopefully in 15 minutes or so. Like I said, there are a couple of things, so maybe a little longer, but we'll get you back in here as soon as we can. All right? All rise for the jurors, please.
All aboard.
Before you, well, can we just, you may be seated.
So weird. Super chatters. Stop super chat. Oh, there we go. Let's see. I don't know if this is still really updating or not. Weird. Let's see. All right, maybe I'll fiddle around with this when they come back. I'll fiddle around with those settings. I don't know why it's not updating. And I guess we could go a little bit over. You pull up this guy from Twitter. The world of Twitter. Who's the guy I was watching? Oh, this is the. As we wait for another day of testimony to begin the trial of Adam Montgomery, the state has issued an arrest warrant for a material witness in this case. Hell to the now, now. Now, now. Let's take a look at it together. Arrest warrant for Nicole Gills? No, not appearance in court. Oh, she didn't show up. Uh-oh. Hell nah. Thank you, Destiny. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I wonder who that is. Who is Nicole Gills? In a motion to support the arrest warrant, the state says Nicole Gills was subpoenaed to appear in Hillsborough County Superior Court on February 6th, that was a while back, to testify. She was then scheduled for February 14th. The state says Gills is a witness to helping the Adam Montgomery move from the shelter to the family Union Street apartment. They say she is also a witness to Montgomery's statements during that time and afterwards in several other pieces of information. Gills met with the state on January 23rd to talk about the whole trial, what the trial would be like. She raised concerns about being televised due to a restraining order. She was informed via text that she would not be asked where she lived by either party, but the cameras could not be turned off. So also she didn't want to go because of that. When I came in person to talk to you guys, there was no mention of anything being videoed or anything like that. And I'm sorry, but I can't do it. I understand if you have to put a warrant out for me. Wow, but I'm not putting mine and my children's life on the line. Oh, man. Jackie, I doubt it. YNMW, isn't this trial already going? I doubt it. The first time I think I was going to try it was just, I don't know what happened. I think, no, actually, I was going to try that trial. It didn't work out. That the trial with Botham Jean, a trial that we covered years ago. There was a witness that he was concerned about his safety, and they made him testify anyway. He ended up getting killed. Unrelated stuff, but he got killed because they saw him on live broadcast. So the first witness we have today is Travis. It was Travis Beach. He came up during yesterday's testimony. Brendan Middleton testified that he rented a U-Haul for Beach in 2020. Beach says he has known Adam Montgomery since he was 17 years old. Beach says he reconnected with Adam when they ran into each other at the Mall of New Hampshire. Oh, they're back already? Or not? Oh, that's the mom, Crystal. That's Crystal Story. Harmony's mom. Then who died? So I'll keep reading. So this guy Beach didn't have a license So he found someone who could rent Adam a U-Haul. He says that person was Brendan Middleton. That's the guy that testified yesterday. Beach says that after obtaining the U-Haul, he took it to the Econo Lodge. He says he then did substances with Adam and Kayla at the motel. So the beach guy testified. I think there was somebody with the hotel. Let me see. The lady, and she said that she saw Kayla beat up, I guess. She was beat up from Adam. Denise Coulter testified. Oh, that was yesterday. My bad. Oop. Looking at trying to find the updated one. Gurian.
The life of little.
How career criminal Adam Montgomery got custody of Harmony.
Harmony Montgomery is almost too tragic to talk about. Her death was so violent and so utterly reprehensible. Problems, and as a result, family services, Harmony, Crystal suffered from addiction problems, and as a result, family services got involved. Eventually, Harmony was placed in foster care. When Adam got out of prison, he had very sporadic contact with Harmony, but somehow he was eventually granted full custody in 2019. Harmony was then living with Adam, her stepmother, Kay.
By the way, his interrogation video is out. We actually reacted to it like 2 years ago or something. One day we could rewatch it if people are interested. I don't know.
Kayla and her two half-brothers. Adam and Kayla had addiction problems and big money problems. The family ended up living in a car. That's where prosecutors say Adam murdered his daughter in 2019. He's now on trial, but says he didn't do it. He claims Kayla is responsible for Harmony's death. Tonight, we have the latest forensic and DNA evidence revealed in court. Then we will go back in time to try to understand how career criminal Adam Montgomery was awarded custody as we continue our investigation into what happened.
Is here. The first and the most obvious is, why would anyone ever do harm to this girl? I mean, that I don't even know if there's no answer that makes sense there. There's no answer that could make sense to me or anyone else. With a heart, with an ounce of humanity in them. Like, why would you ever even consider harming this little girl? Now, there's some other why questions that are, I think, really important in trying to uncover her story and understand how this all happened. And the first is with Adam Montgomery. Like, why did he want custody? Why did he want custody? You know, when she was born, he was in prison, saw her sporadically, but then for some reason, he's showing up in court to get custody of this little girl with special needs. And why would he do that? Why would he do that? Did he love her? Did he miss her? Did he think it was in the best interest of this little girl to be with him in New Hampshire?
Or to hustle food stamps and get high with Kayla. I don't know if that was his initial intention, but it's a really good question. Why?
Living in a car while he was doing drugs? Or was there something else up? I don't know, maybe some government assistance checks that would come in the mail to whoever had custody?
But the only reason they
maybe
because of that.
Then a bigger question, like, why did he get custody? Like, what happened there? Now, I've never practiced family law, Okay? But what I always understood is that the test that we use in our system of justice is when we're
maybe get back at Crystal. Mom said.
Dealing with children and minors who basically really can't speak for themselves. What we're supposed to do, and when I say we, it's the decisions that are made are always supposed to be what's in the best interest of the child. Now, I understand there is some presumption out there that it's always in the best interest of a child, if possible, to be with a biological parent. I understand that. But this is Adam Montgomery we're talking about.
This was even after, I believe he was accused. I don't know if he was charged. Shot somebody in the head.
Okay? This isn't father knows best. This is father barely knows his daughter. That's who it is.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened there? We're going to investigate that tonight. Because this is a problem, a major problem, that someone sitting up high in a courtroom, because that's who makes these decisions, it's not a jury, someone sitting high with a robe, came to the conclusion that the best place for this special needs girl is to be with him. Why? Then the final question that I want to tackle tonight is, why did everyone lose track of her? When we first reported this story, when I first heard this story, the heartbreaking part, the part to me that spoke volumes about the life that Harmony had lived or was living, because we didn't know at the time if she was alive or not, is that a little girl is missing for 2 years. Nobody sees her for 2 years and nobody's doing anything. Like there's no adult anywhere. There's no family member anywhere. There's no family services person anywhere. There's no neighbor anywhere. There's no one anywhere saying, hey, have you seen Harmony? Where's Harmony? I'd like to see Harmony. How's Harmony doing? Do you have any pictures of Harmony? Huh, Dad, who fought for custody? Do you have a picture of your daughter on your phone? Oh, no, you sold your phone to get more drugs. I'm sorry. Like, how does that happen? We're going to try to answer that question as well. But a lot happened today inside the courtroom in the trial of Adam Montgomery. So let's go straight to Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson, who is in the courtroom all day, has the big moments for us tonight. Matt, great to see you. So as we know, the star witness for the prosecution, unfortunately for them, but it's who was in Adam's life, is Kayla Montgomery. So today, some witnesses attempting to corroborate some of her testimony to have this jury understand that maybe she's telling the truth.
Yeah, Vinny, that was some key moments that we saw here today. Nice to see you tonight. And you know who we didn't see was Adam Montgomery for day 7 of his murder trial. So there was a lot of witnesses that took the stand today corroborating Kayla Montgomery's story that Adam beat his daughter to death and then moved the body and the remains from place to place, including 2 former employees of the Portland Pie Company where Adam worked as a dishwasher and also a cook, a prep cook, where they saw him with the CMC diaper bag and they watched him walk it into the cooler with all the food. Take a listen.
This game, you're not ready for.
I need to log in with my main account.
Of little, some government assistance checks that would come in the mail to whoever had custody. But did everyone lose track? There's no seen Harmony. Where's Harmony? I'd like to see Harmony. How's Harmony doing? Today, some witnesses attempting to corroborate some of
MC diaper bag. And
yeah, so we were watching this yesterday. I feel like anybody that's, well, if you've been watching the case now in the trial, but if you read the probable cause affidavit, which they've gone through a lot of it already for the most part, I guess. I mean, they got him to the wall, in my opinion, Adam. And, I didn't know they were going to bring these witnesses beforehand. So now they're even bringing on witnesses to corroborate this bag that Kayla did walk over in a stroller with her kids inside the stroller. Harmony's body inside the bag, the stroller thing. She walked it over to his job. And his people corroborate seeing the bag there. I guess nobody looked in it.
And they watched him walk it into the cooler with all the food. Take a listen.
Did you ever see Adam Montgomery there with a bag in the walk-in cooler?
I think I did, but I couldn't say with any absolute certainty.
Okay. And what do you think you remember of that?
I believe I recall him either coming into the walk-in or leaving the walk-in with a bag.
He always would just place it inside the walk-in cooler on the lower shelf. Sometimes he would move it to a different location, but it was mainly on the lower left-hand side inside the cooler.
Shirley says, "Can you please turn on closed caption?" I forgot to turn it on this morning. I don't know why it's not an auto setting. I have to manually every morning enable it. I forgot to enable it, but we are going to do like yesterday where when lunchtime comes, we're going to end the stream and make a part 2. So I'll make sure when I make the part 2 that I enable closed captions. And I don't know, are we going to do a lunchtime stream? I'm not sure. Depends when they take a break. There was something that I forgot what it was popped up yesterday. I thought we could have talked about for a lunchtime stream, but I completely forgot. Doesn't ring a bell right now.
And then we heard more corroborating evidence for Kayla Montgomery's story. We heard from 2 of Adam Montgomery's former friends, including Brendan Middleton. He's the one that is currently incarcerated. He's in Orange there. And he testified that he helped rent Adam the U-Haul because Adam didn't want that in his name. And then the lady on the left of your screen, Brittany Bedard, she rented the motel room that they stayed the night, that Kayla says that Adam left with the CMC bag with Harmony's remains in it, and then he came back in the U-Haul the next morning right before sunrise. But it's very interesting because under cross, she did mention to the fact that she never saw Adam holding that.
By the way, there's no audio. They're just kind of panning the camera around. They're on a 15-minute break, but they said it could be extended. They're working out some stuff in the courtroom.
That bag, she only saw Kayla holding the bag.
That's fascinating, interesting, potential problem for prosecutors. Although I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. But again, Kayla Montgomery, I'm sure many will look at her and say she got a sweet, sweet deal in all of this. But it seems that her testimony was very necessary to try to put the pieces together and understand what happened to Harmony. So this bag, I mean, these poor witnesses, they're working hard at the pizza parlor, and to now learn that one of their coworkers is bringing a bag with his daughter's remains in it and putting it in the freezer had to horrify them.
Yeah, they were not excited about sharing that with the jury. And
you're right, BL. I might literally have to get a little sticky note and put it on my monitor or like something around my computer where every morning when I come to the computer, it's like right there. And honestly, I'd probably still miss it. Why didn't your new iPhone watch remind you? I probably could set like a daily reminder. I probably could.
The jury, each and every time we hear testimony about the Portland Pie Company, remember it was also part of the jury view. You can see that there's a bit of disgust in the faces of these jurors that are going to be making the ultimate decision here.
Yeah, it's ghoulish stuff. Absolutely ghoulish. Okay. Let's get back to Adam Montgomery. This is a guy who, it seems, had some level of paranoia going on, right? He knows what he's doing with these remains, and it seems that there was some evidence and testimony that he was a little paranoid, that perhaps people were onto him.
Yeah, during the 2 days of testimony of Kayla Montgomery on the stand, she was talking about the fact that he would beat her, he would threaten her, and then he would tell her that she is working with authorities. He suspected that there were cameras or microphones throughout the house. And we heard a little bit of testimony about that from the maintenance worker. So at their Union Street apartment, there was a maintenance call because the bathroom was clogged, the drain in the bathroom, in the bathtub. And so this maintenance worker was called there on February 27th, which happens to be one day after police testified that there was the purchase of a grinder saw and also a blade paid for by cash one day before. Well, there's this maintenance call, and when they're working on the house, Adam is acting very strange. Take a listen.
When you're doing this repair, where is Adam Montgomery?
Right outside the bathroom door.
Okay. And are you guys talking at all during that time?
Not really. He's doing more pacing than talking. So.
More pacing than talking.
Yeah, he was just kind of waiting for us to finish. I think I had to go back one more time to fix some lights on the ceiling.
Lights on the ceiling?
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
They were just popped off the ceiling. They were hanging by the wires.
Literally?
Yeah.
Off the ceiling?
Yeah. The wires weren't disconnected. I mean, a light isn't heavy. The lights we use are real light. They'll hang by the wires.
That's what I get to hear in the courtroom.
Your Honor, Attorney Smith is still doing her review that you
Oh.
asked her to do.
Okay.
So she has the device. They've had it for a few minutes.
Okay. That's fine. I just wanted to be in here so that if the witness comes up and is in, I would get some of you anyway, so that I could address her. She could be on the stand.
I can stay in, so that's fine. All right, so well, we can stay, Your Honor, for that. You want to go carry whenever she's ready. Okay.
Well, might I just alert Attorney Smith that I'll be bringing this back. Is it Giles?
It's Giles, but I will ask her.
That's fine.
Happy Friday. Thanks, Amy, again for the 50 memberships. Early when we first started. That was really nice. Oh, I'll work on fixing this. I can fix this thing. I don't know what to do.
Counsel, just approach for a minute.
Yes.
Okay. I think Amy broke the app. You log into the thing, see if I can. I saw that, Jamie. I've been keeping an eye on what's going on, and they still haven't started the thing with Fanny. Chickened out and won't return to court today. Really? A friend of mine was telling me because I haven't really followed that whole story that she was caught lying. So she was going snapping and stuff. I don't know. Allegedly. It's Crystal.
Is she before lunch? So I'll do it at lunch.
Okay. Did you want to hold on?
Oh, it's our copy. Okay.
No, it's the one that I just want you to
But you
review
haven't marked it yet.
No. I want you to review it first.
Hold on to it until lunch.
Judy,
I will lose everything.
Just approve it, please. If you would just speak to her about that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, they've been sitting in court. They have no further questions for Fanny. They're waiting for somebody. They said they're waiting for a witness. They've been sitting there for like almost 2 hours on the Fanny thing. It's been live. I guess maybe it's another witness. I don't know, but they've been waiting for a witness. Oh, Fanny. I love her. She's strong. Oh, this one on the screen got out too? Is this the one that they forced to come there? They were going to arrest her or something? Yeah, you see her hand, the body language experts, her hands tied up like this, and you see how she's like the speed that she's moving her head. I gotta figure out this members thing. I don't know why it's not updating. It's like stuck, almost like reverted or something. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna have to wait till after this, after the stream. Oh yeah, she looked ticked. She don't want to be there. Super chat train. Cool. So this works, I think. All time top member gifters. I wonder if Amy has more than that. I don't know. Okay. Oh, Amy's actually done 55. Virgo, thank you for the 5 memberships, and A28 Caroline, thank you for the 5 members. Is this right? Am I looking at the right chat? Yeah, this is it. Oh. Hmm. Session topic gifters. Okay. You know what I'm wondering? I'm starting to wonder if it's because she donated before the stream started that the app is not detecting it. Because I think the app maybe is only detecting once you go live. I wonder if that's what it is. I wonder if it's because it's donated before the stream is launched. Ask Amy about that. Maybe it didn't register. I mean, on YouTube side, it's going to register, but maybe the app didn't register because it wasn't. Just like the bot doesn't work when you're not live. Like if you put in commands. By the way, is the bot even here today? Oh yeah, it is there. Okay. Oh, going down. Oh, I think that's the lady. Oh, she's crying. Somebody's crying. That might be the lady we were just talking about. She didn't want to. I gotta tell Amy that. I gotta call Amy and tell her to wait till we launch the stream. Because that's why I think the numbers is not updating at the bottom. I think. I'm thinking that's what it is. What tomorrow? Oh, no, not tomorrow. Well, I don't even know if there's court Monday. Oh, God, I'm sorry, guys. It was muted. Hold on. Okay, here. I'll play it back real quick. She asked everybody to clear the courtroom. You can hear the lady crying.
To be clear the courtroom for a moment. I'm going to ask everyone to go out so I can make an inquiry. I will ask for the cameras to be turned off. Cameras to be turned off. The court monitor, we're going to place this under seal. I want no audio or video on right now.
Go out. I'm just going to point the camera at the seal.
Done?
No audio at all.
Okay.
Just to clarify, is it okay for the team to remain present?
Defense team can remain present. This is going to be
You hear the crying and stuff? I think this is the witness that we were just talking about that like didn't want to show up and they put a warrant out on her. And you could tell we were kind of talking about her body language and almost like she wanted to be up there. I think maybe that's the witness. That's the only thing I can think of. We'll get this figured out, Amy. I don't know if you've been listening. We'll get this figured out. But yeah, that's weird. But tomorrow, or not tomorrow, not Monday, Tuesday, I guess, or whenever I do a live again. If it's not a chase, if I'm not rushing, I'll do a test and I'll donate some memberships and see if it updates, something like that. We'll do it. We'll figure it out. I don't even know if this looks right to me, but I'm wondering if it's because some people have done gifted memberships while we're not actually live. But thank you so much, Amy. This is the top monthly. I could always do the top of all time, but that's top monthly. But yeah, it'll be good to know to be able to fix it. So for the future, to tell people so it registers properly in the count. I know that's weird too. It did say you were 69, and now it says 39. This is monthly top. Monthly top gifters. Oh, maybe 30. That's right. 30 day. Oh, 30 day changes it to a different number. 30 day top member gifters. Okay. I don't know why though, because I do remember seeing 69 at one point. It's rigged with the Dominion voting system. Harry Potter says, "Why can you only buy level 2?" That's I don't know. That's YouTube. They do that. You'd get maybe more gifts bought if you could buy level 1 gift members. Yeah, that's YouTube's end. I have no control over that. So I think they picked the highest tier or something, or I don't know, the middle tier. The witness still not there. They're gonna do a different witness instead. They've been at it for basically 2 hours. The 69ers when the 69ers play. Let me see. So Fannie Willis had a dress on. I saw some people saying that Fannie Willis dress on backwards. According to some who watched her hearing online, it appeared to be wearing her dress backwards. I don't know. It looks like it. Let me show you guys. There was somebody that said, "Oh, that's a new style now." Somebody said, "Oh, this is the style they're wearing now. They wear it so it looks backward." I don't know what kind of shit. It makes sense with society now. Everything's ass backwards, so people are just wearing shit backwards now. It's like the zip thing. It does look like that. I don't know. I mean, the ladies could speak on it. I don't know if there's dresses like this. Is that backwards or that's normal? That's the right way? Is that a new style? So I just saw somebody comment somewhere it's a new style of wearing things. Georgia DA Fannie Willis will not testify for second day, and I thought she was supposed to. On improper affair with Nathan Wade. I wonder why. Fox News contributed a question on whether the Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis is fit to serve in office after her train wreck testimony yesterday. That shit was wild yesterday. After the surprising announcement that Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis won't take the stand Friday, so she was supposed to take the stand today, the court has taken a short break. Can she do that? That's not coming today. I don't feel like it. This means that she will not be testifying. Oh, wait.
It was important for us to take up some additional matters. We're now ready to resume testimony. Attorney Agati, whenever you are ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Giles, would you please stand? And please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you will give this jury will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. Please feel free to have a seat.
That's why they don't have the camera on her. Even though they just
Giles,
showed her.
we are being recorded here today. Would you please state your full name and spell your first and your last name for the record?
Nicole Marie Giles, Nicole-Giles.
Giles. Yep. And Ms. Giles, how far did you go in school?
11th grade.
11th grade. I know that you've got some difficulties with regards to being here today. I just want to thank you on behalf of everyone here in the courthouse for being able to testify for us. I'd like to ask, at one point in January to July of 2020, were you living at 177 Lake Avenue, the Families in Transition or FIT shelter in Manchester?
Yes.
Okay. And what was your room number that you were staying in?
I think 8.
8. Okay.
I believe.
While you were there, did you meet any individual by the name of Adam Montgomery?
Yes.
Okay. And where was Adam Montgomery living in the building when you were there?
Room 1.
Room 1. And who was he living with?
Kayla, Declan, and Seamus.
Okay. And Declan and Seamus, were those his children?
Yes.
Right. Thank you. Do you know where he was working at the time? Did he ever tell you where he was working?
Yes.
Where did he say he was working?
Portland Pie.
Did you ever visit him down there?
Yes.
The rooms in your room, room 8, and their room, room 1, could you describe those rooms for the jury who may not have seen them? What do those rooms look like?
They're like bunk beds. I don't know, it's more or less like a hotel room, but you just have 2 bunk beds in there. You have your own bathroom, and it's shared living space.
Are you allowed to change the furniture while you're living there?
They ask you not to.
Okay. And what about the orientation of the furniture, where it is in the room?
You have 1 bed on one side of the room, 1 bed on the other side of the room. There's a door in the, like when you walk in, then you have a, window that has bars on it so, kids don't fall out, and a bathroom with a tub and toilet and sink.
Okay. How often did you talk with Adam Montgomery or Kayla Montgomery? How often?
Daily.
Daily?
Yep.
During your time together, while you were staying in room 8 and they were staying in room 1, did you ever see Kayla Montgomery with bruises on her?
Yes.
Okay. Where were the bruises that you saw?
Pretty much all over her face, her abdomen, her arms, her legs.
Did you ever ask Kayla about those bruises?
Yes.
What did she say caused them?
Objection, hearsay.
We can approach, Your Honor.
Yes.
So yeah, they literally have an arrest warrant for this lady. Okay, she did not want to come in, and this was the second attempt. Actually, where was it? Oh, he described it in the Twitter. I think this was like the second attempt. She didn't want to because I thought she said she had some type of situation. She doesn't want her. She's worried about the safety of her and her kids. So I guess we'll see. I don't know. I think Adam got to her. Let me get my water. Nothing still?
On.
Thank you, Ms. Giles. I apologize for the interruption. I'd like to ask you, could you describe what you saw in Kayla? You said there were bruises in different parts of her body. Could you describe what you saw? What color were the bruises?
Sometimes purple, sometimes yellow. Depends on how soon I seen them.
And what were the size of those bruises that you saw?
Some were small, like fingerprints. Others were like fists.
God bless you. How often did you see them on her?
Pretty often.
And pretty often, how often is that? I don't want to put words in your mouth. So
There was like a new one pretty much every day.
okay. Did the Montgomerys move out of the fit shelter?
Yes.
Okay. Did you do anything to help them in that move?
Yes.
And what did you do?
I helped them move out with their belongings.
And how did you help them move out?
I helped them take their stuff from their room. I put it in my vehicle and I brought them to their apartment.
Okay, I see. So you had a vehicle. You were helping with your vehicle to move things over.
Yes, sir.
Okay, where did they move to?
On the corner of Orange and Union. I don't remember the exact address.
Did you stay friendly with them after the move?
Yes.
Did you ever visit them in their apartment at that new building?
Yes.
Could you describe for the jury what the inside of that apartment looked like?
It was kind of cluttered, a little messy. There was cockroaches. It was only a one bedroom. There was holes in the walls, ceiling. There was one time I went there and like it looked like the living room was torn apart and half the walls, the bathroom.
Let me ask you, you said living room was torn apart, half the walls. Let me ask about a couple of specifics if I can. What about the light fixtures? Did you ever notice anything about the light fixtures there?
Yeah, they were hanging from the ceiling.
Okay.
They weren't secured. When he first moved in, he had thought that it was one color and now it's a different color. And then he assumed the owners were spying on him, listening to his conversations.
Did Adam Montgomery ever talk to you about any plumbing issues at that new building?
Yes.
What did he say?
He said that the tub had backed up and because I had asked, I went in to use the bathroom and the tub was dirty and I asked what happened. And he said that he was waiting for the landlord to call because the plumbing backed up.
So what did you suggest to him?
I didn't really suggest anything.
Separate from time there at that location, are you aware whether or not Adam and Kayla were ever over at the O'Connell Lodge staying there while they still had the Union Street apartment?
Yes.
Okay. And are you aware what time of year that would have happened? Spring, winter still, I should say, or spring or summer or fall?
I want to say it was winter because it was like right after tax season.
Right after tax season?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just a moment, please, Your Honor.
Yes.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Knew that was coming.
Yeah.
When you were interacting and talking with Adam Montgomery, what behavior, if any, did you ever see about him believing that somebody was recording him or listening to him?
He actually thought that quite often.
And did you see him do anything as a result of this? Any actions that he would take?
He was just like, I don't know, he would ask if I thought it was true or like, look, the number 5 bus keeps going by. They go by like 5 times. I was just going by the shelter. I'm like, that's the route, I believe. I think it was a 5 or 6. One of those two. I'm not exactly sure. But it drives straight down Lake Ave to go downtown. And he just thought it was following him. And then, the whole light fixture thing, I don't know. He's just didn't make sense half the time. So I didn't listen to him half the time.
At any point, when you described before that you had seen these bruises on Kayla Montgomery, at any point, did you offer for her to get her out of that relationship?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did she accept your offer back then?
Not really.
Okay.
Not exactly. She was afraid.
Okay. Thank you very much. I don't have any further questions for you. I believe.
Somebody sent me like a long email telling me that they were triggered about mentioning Trump. Damn, I don't know. I mean, I guess they were getting panic attacks and losing a lot of sleep and on edge. I guess for some people, I guess it gets that bad for them. Wow, Jesus Christ. Oh, look at this picture. Said, what made me decide to unsubscribe and cancel my membership was your video post calling Fannie Willis a hostile witness. That's literally what they said. They mentioned or something about like potentially her being a hostile witness. Oh my God. These attorneys questioning her are more MAGA attorneys. Oh my God. We had so much fun yesterday. This person lost her mind over that. Oh my God. What made me decide to unsubscribe and cancel my membership was your video calling for. Oh my God. Ever since they let him back on social media and mainstream media, he's a narcissist ass and attention again. I'm dealing with CPTSD. Honestly, for people like that, I sometimes think that you should stay off the internet. I understand people do have triggers and stuff like that, but if it's like that bad, I'm not losing sleep over these politicians. Like I'm not like losing sleep, stressed out, going to take medication and like arguing with people and fighting with people. Like I can't be like that. For some people, it really is like life or death. The politics stuff, I guess. Yesterday, the Fannis thing, to me, that was hilarious. We had a lot of fun. I don't know. I mean, the whole internet was talking about it. I don't know why. I mean, whatever. Jesus Christ. I think some people really should not be on the internet, though. It can be like really just. I'll write her back later. I'll send her like some thoughtful stuff. And the hostile witness thing is a hilarious thing because we used to. There was one guy. I forgot who it was that we've watched the videos twice already. It was freaking hilarious. The hostile witness. It's a. I don't know if she knows that that's an actual term in the court of law. Maybe she just thought I was just calling her hostile just to call her hostile. And she said she was subscribed for like 8 months. I always joke around.
Ms. Giles, I apologize. I just have one other question. I'd asked you before about the bruises that you saw at FIT. And I just want to ask you, what did Kayla say caused those bruises that you saw at FIT?
Originally, she would say she fell or, Seamus threw a toy, Declan hit her with the bottle.
Okay. Did she ever say anything about Adam causing those bruises?
Not till we were alone.
I'm sorry?
Not until we were alone.
And what did she say when you were alone?
She would say that Adam was doing it and she's afraid and she needs to get out of there, but she's afraid to leave.
Thank you very much, Ms. Giles. Your Honor, I understand that limiting instruction is appropriate. We would ask it be given at this time.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the questioning that you just heard about what did Kayla say, the responses to that question can only be used not for the purpose of the truth of what Kayla said, but to determine the credibility of that witness. Okay, so the prior consistent statements can be used only for the determining the credibility of the witness when the witness's credibility has been attacked. Okay, so not for the truth, but for assessing credibility. All right.
Find that video. I'm gonna send the video.
It is still morning. Good morning, Miss Giles.
The other one that was funny.
My name is Jamie Brooks, and I represent Adam Montgomery. I'll be asking you a few questions as well. I just want to begin by clarifying your testimony today.
Mm-hmm.
You are saying that when you were at the shelter at FIT in January and February of 2020,
Mm-hmm.
you observed bruises on Kayla Montgomery.
Yes, sir.
When you talked to her in private, she said that those bruises you observed were from Adam.
Yes, sir.
Miss Giles, do you recall being interviewed by a Detective Dunleavy?
Yep.
This interview by Detective Dunleavy was in June of 2022?
Yes.
1.5 years ago, actually more than 1.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize. We're making a record, so we do need to have like a kind of like a yes or no as opposed to an mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you so much. This interview conducted by Detective Dunleavy in June of 2022 was at the police department.
Okay. I don't remember.
You do not remember where it was?
No, he's come to my house a couple of times. He came to, my house a couple of times. And I know I did go to the police station once, I believe. I don't remember when.
Do you remember there being an interview specifically that was recorded?
Sure, yeah. It was at when we were at the police station. I think he did one at my kitchen table twice, or something like that.
Okay. What I'm wanting to focus on is the interview that took place at the police department.
Okay.
And you do recall having an interview at the police department?
Yeah, I don't remember his questions or anything like that.
You don't remember what it was about?
I know what it was about. It was about Adam, but I don't remember all the questions. It was over a year ago. I'm lucky if I remember what I had for dinner last night.
This interview was conducted by not only Detective Dunleavy, but also Detective Rahill. Do you remember that?
There was some other guy in there. I don't know who it was.
And when you were there for this interview, you knew that it was about Harmony Montgomery.
Yes.
And you wanted to do everything you could to help, right?
Right.
You knew that it was being recorded, right?
Yes.
You knew that Adam had already been arrested at this point for second-degree assault.
I believe so, yeah.
Harmony's disappearance was already in the media at this point.
Okay.
By okay, do you mean yes?
I don't pay attention to the news. I don't have cable.
But you do recall that this interview was regarding Harmony Montgomery.
Yes.
And the police were asking you questions.
Right.
You wanted to answer those questions correctly.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry, I did not hear that.
Yes.
You wanted to tell them everything that you knew.
I didn't know nothing.
The police asked you about the time you spent with Adam and Kayla at the FIT shelter, correct?
Yes.
And specifically, the police asked you during this June 9th, 2022 recorded interview whether you were aware of any domestic violence between Adam and Kayla, correct?
Yes. And I said no.
You said that Kayla on occasion referred to Adam as a dick, right?
Yes.
But you did not state that you had observed at any point any bruises on Kayla Montgomery.
Right.
You did not tell the police that Kayla had confided in you about any domestic violence.
Right.
You did not tell the police that Kayla was in any way scared of Adam.
Right.
And this was, again, an interview where you knew what the subject was about and you wanted to do everything you could to help the police.
Okay.
By okay, you mean yes?
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you very much for your time, Ms. Giles.
Ms. Giles, about those questions you were just asked, you didn't say anything about the domestic violence, about the abuse that you saw on Kayla in June of 2022. Do you recall Detective Rahal coming to meet with you in January of this year to talk about this? I'm sorry?
Yes, in my kitchen.
In your kitchen?
Yep.
All right.
Yes, sorry.
Does not rehabilitate.
Overruled.
Thank you. So, Ms. Giles, with regards to that conversation, you were just asked a moment ago about why you didn't say anything about domestic violence with Kayla back in June of 2022. What changed? What was different between June of 2022 versus when you talked to police in January of 2024?
Just like flashbacks and memories of different things and demeanors and situations.
When you were speaking with police in June of 2022, did you want to have anything to do with the investigation?
No, I did not.
Okay. And in January of 2024, why did you sit down with police and talk with them then and share more information?
Because I'm a mother and I feel for Harmony's family.
Okay. And your testimony here today about what you saw, what you experienced, and what you heard people say with regards to that, is that the truth, just as you've taken an oath to tell today?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Giles, the interview that you participated in June of 2022 was voluntary, correct?
Yes, I think. I don't remember. To be honest, I honestly don't remember. I know I was called in.
You were subpoenaed to appear here today, correct?
Unfortunately, yes.
I'm sorry, but you were not subpoenaed to appear at the police station, correct?
No.
In fact, when you were advised, or when you arrived, you were advised that this was voluntary. You did not have to speak to the police.
I guess I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But you were not in any way told that you had to speak with the police.
I don't think so.
And again, this was not a short interview. You covered a lot of territory during that interview, correct?
I think I was there for about an hour, yeah.
If I were to, just about an hour you said, right?
I think.
So if you were told that the interview began at, say, for example, 10:24 and ended at 11:20, that'd be about an hour, right?
Yes.
And you were there voluntarily that time?
Yeah.
And you were there to help?
Do what I could and didn't think I'd be here risking my own life.
Thank you.
Your Honor, no further questions. We'd ask for the witness to be excused, please, as you may go.
Ma'am, You may be excused. You're not to take pictures on the way out. State may call its next witness.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Mr. Michael Dobe to the stand. Please go to the witness stand. Please watch your step on the boards there.
Oh no,
Remain
back to
standing
cops.
when you get there, sir.
Adam hasn't been showing up. He hasn't shown up. I think the only day he showed up was jury selection, I think.
Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear that the testimony you will give this jury will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
Thank you, sir. Please feel free to have a seat. So, as we're being recorded here today, would you please go ahead and state your full name and spell both your first and your last name for the record?
Michael Dobe, Michaeldobe.
And Mr. Dobe, what town do you live in?
Londonderry, New Hampshire.
Okay. How long have you been living there?
10, 11 years.
Okay. And how far did you go in school?
I have an associate's degree.
In what field?
Criminal justice.
And with regards to that associate's degree in criminal justice, can I ask a little bit about your work history? What are some of the kind of different jobs that you've had in your life?
Yep. So I've worked about 15 years in the security and asset protection field.
And what are the different businesses that you did security and asset protection for?
I did security at the Mall of New Hampshire, and then I did asset protection for Kmart, Rite Aid, Walmart, and Macy's.
And Macy's. Are you still working at Macy's now?
I am not.
Okay. Where do you work now?
I work for the Department of Veteran Affairs.
And what do you do for them?
I was hired as a police officer, but I'm currently working in dispatch until I can go to the police academy.
Okay. And when is that scheduled to be?
April.
In April of this year?
Correct.
Okay. You said that before you were working at Walmart. What are the different Walmarts that you've worked in?
I was mainly out of the Manchester, New Hampshire store. I would assist in other stores, like just during inventory.
And the Manchester, New Hampshire store, just for jurors who may not be familiar, where is that Walmart in Manchester?
725 Gold Street.
Okay. If we were going to leave here at the courthouse, what would be the way that you would take to get down to where that is, where Gold Street is?
Me personally, I would just go up Central Street to Beach, take a right onto Beach to South Willow, and then South Willow to Gold Street, and then the Walmart's right there.
How long did you work at that particular Walmart?
Approximately 2 years.
And what are the other Walmarts that you worked at?
There was a few. Keene, Hooksett, and a couple of other ones, but I don't remember the towns.
In regards to the Manchester one, was there anybody else that was working security and asset protection with you at that location?
Yeah, there was a few of us.
And how were your shifts divided up? What shifts would you work most of the time?
We were just based off of the needs of the business, so it wasn't anything in particular. Sometimes I would open, sometimes I would close, and same with the others.
Are you familiar with the layout of the store? I would assume so, but I don't want to make an assumption.
I am.
Okay. And with regards to that layout of the store, could you go ahead and just kind of briefly talk us through, if I were to go in the main entrance of that particular Walmart, the one here in Gold Street, what do I walk into, and what are the different areas of the store that I can walk to?
So there's two main entrances at Walmart. There's the grocery entrance and the general merchandise entrance. When you go through the general merchandise doors, it's the general merchandise area, health and beauty, stationery, arts and crafts, stuff like that. And then the grocery entrance is where the grocery side is.
Inside that particular store, is there a device over near the well, I should ask, is there a service counter?
There is.
Okay. And near the service counter, is there a device over there that's called an Echo or ECO, ECO ATM?
There is.
Echo ATM. Could you explain to the jurors what an Echo ATM is?
So essentially, it's just a humanless pawn shop. You can put your electronic items in it, and it will give you cash.
And while you were there at that particular Walmart, had they always had an Echo ATM machine there?
As far as I remember, yes.
Had you ever used the Echo ATM machine yourself?
Not to its fullest extent, just to get an estimate to see how the kiosk worked.
Could you describe that for the jurors, actually? What's the process that a person would go through if they're going to go ahead and use this device to turn in an electronic device?
I don't remember the exact steps, but from what I remember is it gave me a sticker to put on the back of my phone, and then I would plug it into the machine, and I would set it on to the kiosk, and it would analyze it or does whatever it does, and then it gave me an estimate.
Okay. And then, so it gives you an estimate, and what does that estimate look like? Are we talking about dollars?
Correct.
Okay. And then, have you taken it any farther with that particular machine?
I did not. It gives you the option to either agree to take the money or to give you your property back, and I opted to get my property back.
Have you seen other people using that machine?
I have.
Have you seen somebody use it that opts to go ahead and recycle their electronic device and get payment?
I haven't watched people start to finish do it, but I have seen people get cash out of the machine.
Okay. I'd like to ask, with regards to an interaction you had with the Manchester Police Department back in early January of 2022, were you ever requested for security camera footage from around that area of the Eco ATM and the entire store?
Yes.
And was that request for between the time period, for around December 30th or December 31st of 2021?
It was.
How familiar are you with the security camera layout at that Walmart?
Pretty good.
Can you describe it for us, the different types of cameras that are used and the different ways that you can either view those cameras live or view recorded footage?
Yep, so we have stationary cameras, which are cameras that are just in one spot and don't move. Some are high up, some are low. And then we also have PTZs, which stands for pan, tilt, zoom. And those cameras can pan 360 degrees, zoom in and out, and tilt up and down.
And where do you access the camera system?
From the Asset Protection Office.
And I take it working in asset protection, you had access to that office?
I did.
All right. With regards to the recording that was done, how long back at that point in 2022, how long did Walmart hold on to recorded surveillance footage?
It just depended on the camera and how much activity was recorded on that camera, but it was anywhere between 2 to 3 months.
Were you asked to then, again, get video footage from December 30th or December 31st of 2021 and provide that to the Manchester Police Department?
I was able to do that.
So how did you do that? How do you obtain that for the officers when they requested it?
So pretty much generally what they do is they'll give me a time frame and a general description of what I'm looking for, and then I would review that video, and then I would burn the times associated with the video frames.
Were you able to find a specific time for an Eco ATM transaction that the police asked about?
I did.
Okay. And were you able, from viewing that video, to see the people who came in and made that transaction?
I was able to, yes.
From the cameras that you had available and the footage that you had available, what, if anything, were you able to view or record about their movements inside the entire store?
So I was able to see 3 people approach the Eco ATM machine, and then while one person remained at the Eco ATM machine, 2 others then proceeded to walk around the store.
Were you able to recover the footage of all 3 of those people the entire time that they were within the store?
I was.
And once you were able to see that footage, did you make a recording and provide that to the Manchester Police Department?
I did.
Yes, you may.
Joe, I'm going to show you a stick drive or a thumb drive that's been marked State's Exhibit 141. With regards to that particular thumb drive, are you familiar with that drive?
I am.
Have you had a chance to review the contents of that drive?
I was.
And what is on that drive?
The video that I provided the Manchester Police Department.
And for the purposes of today's hearing in this particular court proceeding, are those all of the recordings that are available for us today of that particular interaction, that Eco ATM transaction?
Yes.
And does that also include the other video cameras that you talked about that cover other areas of the store so you can follow people around from one location to another?
Yes.
And is this a true and accurate copy of the video that you provided to the Manchester Police for those particular video files?
It is.
At this point, Your Honor, I'd ask for the identification to be stricken from State's Exhibit 141 to be published to the jury.
Any objection?
Only accordance with prior.
The ID is stricken. It's entered as a full exhibit. And it may be published.
Somebody sent me a Chase to watch sometime. Recommended Chase.
You know, just I would like to ask you, with regards to this particular series of, or this areas of video footage, how are the video footage itself? Is there a notation that's made or somewhere in the recording about the time that the video was captured? Is that in the footage, or is there another way that that's recorded on this drive?
Some camera angles might have it on the screen when you're watching it. Otherwise, it would be on the document itself, like the saved profile.
Saved profile?
Yeah.
Mr. Doe, what I'm going to do now is I'd like to have us take a look at the footage that you have, that you were able to provide. And just give me a brief moment. I'm going to direct your attention to the screen. Hopefully we'll have the footage in it. Mr. Doe, with regards to these particular drive and its contents, I'd like to go ahead and show you the index of the files themselves. Excuse me. Apologize. With regards to that, is that accurate in terms of your listing of all of the files that are available on this particular drive?
Yes.
And you've reviewed each one of those videos, correct?
I have.
And again, they're accurate for what was provided.
Correct.
With regards to that, I know they're rather hard to see, so if you'll excuse me for a second, I'm going to bring it back over on my screen. And I would like to have you kind of take us through the store.
Okay.
And I'd like to watch different areas of this video footage. We may not watch every single one, but it's my understanding you testified these do cover, for the purposes of today's hearing, all of the relevant video times of these three people being in the store.
That's correct.
So I'd like to start with the file that is entitled Entrance General Merchandise. And with regards to that, I see that there's a title on the slide, General Merchandise, that specifically goes to 135514. Is that a timestamp, sir?
Yes.
So the timestamp is recorded right on the file itself.
Correct.
And also, I should ask, with regards to these videos, is any audio recorded here, or is it just video?
Just video.
Just video.
Oh, then we get to see a little something.
Excuse me just a second, sir. Apologize for the delay. So this is the entrance general merchandise video?
That's correct.
And with regards to this, the people that you followed for this Eco ATM transaction, pardon me, that had been done on December 30th of 2021, if you would please point out the three as they come through the store.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll pause it.
These are the three individuals.
So, could you describe the very first person that's walking in that group, and I'll use the I'll use the pointer to point to that individual.
Yep, it's a female wearing either a dark blue or a black jacket. And then there is another female behind her wearing a long sleeve blue shirt. And then a male wearing a black jacket and a tan hat.
And I'm stopping the video in a few seconds into this. We're still seeing the same three individuals.
That's correct.
So this would be those three coming into the store?
That is correct.
Is there another camera just a little bit deeper from that very exterior door that also covers people coming through kind of a vestibule area?
Yes.
And is that one entitled one of your PTZ? What does that stand for again?
Pan, tilt, zoom.
Pan, tilt, zoom. Thank you. Pan, tilt, zoom. Would camera number 17 be able to show us more footage of that doorway?
Yes.
Playing that file. 1355 36.
And then
I'm going to pause it right there. Go ahead, sir.
These are the three individuals that we had saw in the previous video.
That area that we see them walk off the screen, where is that area leading to?
That's the front of the store by the registers, and they're heading towards the service desk.
I'd like to go to the service desk video that you provided, and referring to track service desk overview monitor, again on 12/30 of 2021 from 13:55:50 through 14:29. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this video here for a brief second. Generally, what part of the store is this?
This is the front end of the store, and this is the service desk area.
And so what do I see? Kind of at the very top of our screen here, a line of kind of blue. Are those checkout aisles that I'm seeing?
Yep, those are the front end registers.
And can you please point out where the Eco ATM machine is to recycle electronics? Where's that?
It's right here.
There. So you're pointing to the green device on the left-hand side of the screen up against a blue wall. Is that a good, accurate description?
That's correct.
What I'd like to do is go ahead and keep playing this video for a moment, and then have you tell us when you see those same three people come back. Just a view of the camera.
These are the three right here.
Hold on a second. Right there?
Correct.
Could you please point out where those three are again? First of all, we'll start with the woman that was in the dark colored jacket from before.
Yep.
Okay. And the woman in the light blue colored sweatshirt, and the gentleman with the darker sweatshirt and the tan hat. I'm going to let this play for just a minute, and I'd like to ask you a couple of questions while it's playing. So
okay.
I apologize, but all of our attention is going to be on the screen right now as we're watching this. The woman in the light blue sweatshirt, what color bag does she have?
It appears pink.
And the gentleman with the dark sweatshirt may have just pulled up his pants there, with the tan colored hat, what color shoes generally?
Looks black.
Now, when you have used this device yourself, this Eco ATM, how long did it take for you to plug in the device and get an estimate about what you might be able to get for that device?
Just for the estimate, I would say it was approximately 5 minutes.
Just going to back it up a little bit. I apologize. I think I was talking over something. So do we still see the same two females that came in using the device?
That is correct.
And the gentleman, can we see that gentleman in the tan hat here?
No.
Yeah, the video is not, I mean, that's as best as it's going to get. It's the highest resolution. It just doesn't look that great. Silverbacks are awesome. So must be watching the beginning of the stream. I don't even know. Where's the focus at? What are we supposed to be looking at? Oh, good question.
Can we see the gentleman in the tan hat now?
Yes.
Tan hat.
Where is he?
Where?
He's back at the Eco ATM machine behind the female with the black jacket.
Go ahead and press play. Could you please stand up again for a moment and show us where he is?
Yep.
Right here, I guess. I guess that's yeah. Look like a speck of dust. It's not that bad, I guess, but oh yeah, okay, it is 10. You can see it now. Okay.
As we're watching the three of them in the machine, Mr. Dope, this particular camera, does this have the ability to zoom in, pan, or tilt, or is this just a fixed camera?
This is just a fixed camera.
So the video image that we see this is the angle we get. We can't zoom in anymore.
That's correct.
Gentleman in the tan hat, you still see him in this at this point in the recording?
I do.
Point out where he is, please. Thank you. If I can ask you, with regards to the Eco ATM, again, as we're continuing to watch the footage together, with regards to that device, do you know whether or not that device records photographs of the individuals who are using the device?
It does.
And the individual with the light blue colored sweatshirt, from this angle here, can you see whether or not she's leaning on the ATM?
It doesn't appear that she is, yes.
The other woman in the dark colored jacket, is she still standing next to her?
She is.
And it's my understanding you've seen this video
Thank you, Moody.
a couple different times, correct, Mr. Doe?
That's correct.
And this, standing at this particular device, this goes on for some time, is that right?
It does.
I don't know if you guys want to watch the fairness thing after today, at the end of the day. Her father's testifying. I think she didn't testify today.
At some point, Mr. Doe, as we're watching along here, are we going to witness the gentleman in the tan hat, the dark-colored sweatshirt, and the possibly black shoes, or at least dark-colored shoes? Are we going to see him walk away from the two women that are using the device?
That's correct.
And when he comes back, does he have on all of the exact same clothing, or has it changed at all?
It's changed. He had removed his jacket and he's wearing a staff t-shirt.
So during that time period, do you see the two women leave the Eco ATM while he's gone and then coming back changed?
I don't recall if it's during that, but I do recall one of the females leaving with the male at some point.
Well, it is election year, right? So it's gonna get crazy. It's just the beginning. Oh my god. Wendy Hamilton, thank you so much. Did the thing
In your
update?
review of
Let's
this
see.
section of the video,
45.
does the gentleman in the tan hat ever stand up to the screen?
Let's see
or
what
is he
updates.
behind the ladies like he is now?
He's either behind the ladies or standing to the side of the machine.
Which side of the machine?
The side closest to the registers. So from this angle, it would be the right-hand side.
Right-hand side. Top of the screen.
Correct.
Skeezer. What's in the pink bag? Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Probably some substances. Some strange, some change. There's one email account that's like block, constantly spamming me. Thank you, darling Polka. Or did it update? It's a 45. I did update 55. Okay, there was something going on before. So I definitely think if we're not live and you're waiting and you donate memberships, it's not going to show up if we're not actually live. I'll still get it, but it's not going to show up in the numbers at the bottom of the screen. I think that's what's going on. We'll do a little test too, maybe tomorrow. Court TV and long crime have the same footage. It's impossible to ask everyone to edit it later.
9 minutes and
Yeah,
40
that's true.
seconds into this particular camera footage.
You can't. It's
Can you
already
still see the
broadcast
same
everywhere.
three
You can't.
individuals?
You know.
I can.
I think that lady just didn't want to be on video, even though they did show her on video.
You know how many items were recycled during this transaction?
I don't.
I should ask specifically, do you know any of the individual items that were recycled during this transaction?
I just know of a phone, but I'm not sure of a particular phone.
So not a particular number or make or model or anything like that?
That's
just
correct.
A phone?
Correct.
All right, thank you. The gentleman in the tan hat, where is he now at this point in the video?
He's still on the side of the Eco ATM machine closest to the service desk, so that would be the left-hand side of the machine.
Mr. Dove, if I could direct your attention over to the right-hand lower side of the screen as we're still watching what's unfolding. Can you tell us how long this video track is, please?
It's cut off a little bit, but I believe it's a little over 33 minutes.
33 minutes long.
Yeah.
What I'd like to do is I'd like to move forward a little bit in time. I know you stated at one time that this individual is going to change his clothing, the gentleman in the tan hat.
That's correct.
Action. Characterization. I think he testified he took off his jacket.
Sorry, I apologize. Let me
Objection is sustained.
Yes, you're right. Mr. Dove, I believe that, I apologize, you did testify at one point that he's going to take off his jacket, correct?
That's correct.
What I'd like to do is I'd like to move forward in time to a moment to when we see that, if we could, please.
Okay.
So I apologize. My eyes are not what they used to be for me to be able to see. Are we about 2 minutes or so? Oh, hold on a moment. At this point, is the gentleman in the tan hat walking away?
He is.
Okay. And what about the young lady who was wearing the dark jacket?
Yes, she's following him.
I believe you said that you have other cameras in the store that cover different sections of the store. Is that right?
That's correct.
With regards to that, let me ask you, are any of those cameras a little bit closer to be able to see an individual's face or what they're wearing?
Yes.
And why is that? I'm going to pause the video here. Why is that? Why do you have cameras that are closer to people as compared to a camera like this, which appears to be up in the corner?
So some of the departments, we consider them high risk, meaning that there's a lot of theft that comes out of that department. So there's better camera angles in those aisles. So some of them are closer, not exactly face level, but it's almost face level. It's probably about 6.5, 7 feet from the floor. And we call those the public view monitors. And that's because when you enter the aisle, the camera, there's a monitor above the camera that shows yourself in that aisle, so you can actually see yourself in that aisle.
A customer can see themselves.
Correct.
What's the point of having that set up?
So people know that they're on camera.
What I'd like to do is talk with you about, I'm going to leave this video footage here for a moment. I'd like to go to a different track, if I can, to one of those cameras, so you can kind of explain that to us. Specifically, I'd like to go to a track that you provided listed cosmetics EVPM6, again on December 30th, 2021, 14/28/33 through 14/28/51. Is this one of those cameras?
It is.
You see the gentleman in the tan hat here?
I do.
You stated before about his jacket. Is that still on, or has that been removed?
It's been removed.
Could you please point out where the gentleman in the tan hat is? And the lady in the black coat. Is that the same, are those the same individuals that we saw before coming into the store together with the other female wearing the light blue sweatshirt?
Yes, that's correct.
Pressing play. What's written on the back of his jacket there? Or shirt, excuse me.
Staff.
Staff. And the front of the shirt, did you see the logo?
I did. I don't recall. I believe it was Better Slate or something of that nature.
You have cameras on multiple areas of the cosmetics aisle, so can we follow where they went to right after they turned the corner there?
Yes.
I'd like to now play for you a track you provided listed cosmetics EPVM4, again, December 30th, 2021, 14/28/47 through 14/29/13, and ask you some questions about this. The two individuals that walked in the middle of the screen, did you recognize who they were?
Yep, those are the same individuals.
Now I'd like to move to the next track that you provided, Cosmetics EVPM6, December 30th, 2021, 14/29/10 through 142921. These are the same individuals that we're seeing here on this video?
Yes.
Can you, now that you've got, to be able to see the gentleman, can you make out what's on his shirt?
I see the letters COO.
And from this aisle, does that progress to another aisle that has video footage of the two of them closer up like that?
I believe so, yes.
I'd like to now show you the file that you provided, Cosmetics EBPM 5, December 30th, 2021, for 14/29/18 through 14/32/16. Let us know if you see those same two individuals come on this video clip, please.
I do.
Could you point out where they are?
This is the male and then the female.
Can you still see the same tan hat from before?
I can.
With regards to these last three video clips that we've watched and the one that we're watching right now, do you see the dark colored jacket that he had on from before?
He is not wearing the jacket.
I'm going to pause the video here about halfway through. Now, do you have a chance to see the other half of his shirt here?
I do.
And do you recognize the logo on that shirt now that you've seen both apps?
Yes, it appears that it says Coors.
Press and play.
Sled. Mama, look. Oh, God. They're going to have to be walking on eggshells this year. Sorry.
Mr. Job, you said that some of the cameras are very close. Is that some of the closest cameras that you had when you were working at Walmart to the person's face and features?
The only other close ones I would think of would be the entrance and the exits.
And is there also kind of a, let's say, a middle view as compared to kind of an eye in the sky for you? Is there one almost that's like in the middle where you get a little bit closer to the individual, but maybe it's not up on a ceiling?
Yes, there are some of those.
And specifically, Do you have any like that? It comes with a label called razor blades when it comes to your video.
Yes.
Why is it that Walmart keeps video footage over at the razor blade section?
It's just another aisle that's considered high risk.
I'd like to play one of the other tracks that you've provided, razor blades, again, December 30th, 2021, from 14:32:50 through 14:34:31. And ask you about this video. Is this that other view?
It is.
Can we see the same two people on this video?
We can.
I apologize, I was talking over that part. Start from the beginning again. Could you please let us know when you see them, and I will pause the video footage as we're playing back now.
I see them, and they're on the far left of the screen.
Could you please point out where they are in this image?
Yep.
Play. Cosmetic section that we saw them walking through before, is that just to the left or the right of this camera?
It's to the left.
To the left. You see them again?
I do.
Please point out where they are on the screen. So down at the bottom center, coming up the aisle?
That's correct.
Where are the exits in relation to this aisle?
The exits?
Yeah.
So the general merchandise exit is just to the right of this camera view.
So you're pointing to like the top right off the screen?
Correct. So just past this aisle is the pharmacy, and then right after the pharmacy is a general merchandise exit.
And what about the grocery exit?
That's farther down.
Same direction?
Correct.
And with regards to these two individuals, were you able to capture footage, or were you able to see footage that was captured of them exiting the store?
I was.
I'd like to specifically play, again, from the same exhibit, track that you provided entitled Exit Grocery, December 30th, 2021, from 14:36:25 to 14:36:34. You see the gentleman in the tan hat?
I do.
And can you describe what he's wearing at this point?
He is still wearing the tan hat and the Coors t-shirt.
2 more seconds in. You see the woman in the dark coat from before?
I do.
She's still wearing the dark coat?
She is.
With regards to all of the footage that's available on this particular drive, does it appear that she changes her appearance at all during the time that she's in the store?
It does not.
And other than the fact that he removes the dark colored jacket, does it appear that he changes his appearance other than the jacket?
It does not.
Do you know where that jacket went or where he placed it?
I do not.
Finally, back at the service desk monitor, we're to 32 minutes in. You've reviewed all of this footage, is that correct, Mr. Doe?
I have.
And with regards to this, does this particular individual, the one in the light blue sweatshirt, stay there and finish a transaction before leaving?
She does.
Do you see her exit with the other two or not?
She does not. She actually exits a different door.
Mr. Doe, we're going to end there. With regards to that and the other footage on there, once you have that provided, once you have that obtained, who did you provide it to the Manchester Police Department?
I don't recall if I gave it to an officer exactly or if I dropped it off at the front desk. But I know the video was for Detective Bergeron Rosa.
Other than the footage that we went through, I know you stated that there are additional moments in that footage of that you provided of them walking around the store. Is that correct?
Correct.
For what's been admitted as an exhibit here today, is there any additional footage of them closer up to the face, or what we see was as close as we could get?
That's as close as we could get.
Just a moment, please, Ron. Thank you, Mr. Dobe. I have no further questions for you. Defense counsel may have a few.
Okay.
Just excuse me, just briefly. For those that don't know what an Echo ATM is and how it works, you walk up to the machine with whatever you want to exchange, right?
That's correct.
And then you scan it, right?
I believe so.
Okay. Do you know the rest of it?
I don't know the entire process, no.
Okay. Okay. And have you seen? Never mind. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor. No. We'd ask for the witness to be excused, please.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, sir, you may step down. You are excused.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like this is just the right time to take a lunch break. So thank you for your attention this morning. We'll take a lunch break now, 1 hour, hopefully starting back in 1 hour. So please be back from lunch at 10 after 1. Okay, 10 after 1. Thank you, everybody.
Lunchtime. Today's still kind of all right, man. I'm ready for the defense to come and make their case. I don't think Adam has a chance in hell to be keep it 100. Let's say back in what, in an hour? So 110. I don't think Adam has a chance in hell. If you want me to keep it real with you, keep it a stack with you. I don't think.
Any preliminary matters we need to deal with?
Your Honor, just with regards to the state's next
You can be
witness,
seated. Sorry.
with regards to the state's next witness, we will ask if the lights can be dimmed as much as possible due to the medical condition that he is facing right now.
Oh.
Any objection? No. Okay. No. Okay.
Oh, the defense only
Let's
has two
surprise
witnesses?
the jurors and
Oh.
let's really start at 10 after 1. If for any reason there's some issue that comes up during lunchtime and you want to see me, just let a court officer know or let someone know. They'll come get me. I'm available. Okay?
I will be reviewing another exhibit by the state that I have not seen. It is not about the next witness, and I'm sure the next witness will be a while, so it's nothing that needs to be brought up during lunch, but I don't know if I will have an issue or not.
If you do, let's try to if you do and you do and we can address it before we come back. I'd rather do that than try to do it when we're
I have no idea, Mystic.
when we just have a short break. So if there's something that we can address that you have, then let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't
All
know
right.
what the
Very
point
good.
was.
Thank you,
Really was
everybody.
shocking to me. Out there stealing. I really don't know what the point of that was.
Oh yes. Counsel, anybody needed for
Mine kinda zoomed
transport
out,
for tomorrow?
zoned out.
Tomorrow?
I'm sorry, Tuesday.
Okay.
So today's day 8, and okay, we're gonna do a part 2 to the stream. Part 2. I guess. Yeah. Oh, this is just the beginning, man. This year, ooh, things just getting started. It's just getting warmed up. 2024. Still got a bit to go. It's only the beginning of the year. Ooh. All right, making this a thumbnail. So court on Monday, she said it. Yeah, I might actually just set the stream up, the next stream up for 110, and take a little break. Probably go walk the dogs, eat lunch. I thought there was something I could talk about, but I think actually we'll just take a break. I am very curious to see the other part of the testimony and stuff. I don't know if we have time to do that later today. Or we could just handpick the father's testimony. Fannis's father, he testified. He's a retired attorney, I believe. Maybe we can watch that on the second channel later after the trial. So let me set schedule. Let me schedule part 2 of today. Just take a little break. Fanny demanded to take the stand. Really? Day 8, part 2. Day 8, part 2. Be a little thumbnail. I guess I don't know if I need a trigger warning on the second channel. That thing yesterday, to me, I don't know, we had a blast. I don't know, whatever. I mean, I can't walk on eggshells either. It kind of is what it is, but let's see. Day 8, part 2. I mean, anybody that was here yesterday, that was just so organic. It was like, oh, what's this? I was about to end the stream, and they're like, you know what? Let's go to the second channel. We had fun. I guess not everybody, though. Not everybody can have fun. 1:10 p.m. 1:10 p.m. Okay. Good for an hour from now. Part 2. I think actually breaking it up was might be what we do for the rest of the trial. Some days I'll probably do a lunch stream. Some days I'll probably just take a break. But I think it'll be good to break it up. Oh, and as far as the other thing too, I don't know if it was Grumpy or somebody was talking about, can I edit or blur the person name or something? But and Lillian London Post said people don't seem to get it. The witness was shown for several minutes by Court TV. She walked in, and the following debate by the judge, the court published her arrest warrant and released personal details. And then somebody replied under it, her arrest warrant didn't have her effing face on it. And yes, Court TV did something effed up. That doesn't make it right for others to continue with it. It's called ethics, something online commentators know nothing about. I don't think this is something for people to go crazy and lose their minds over. It was broadcast, and those streams, especially the trial streams, like this law and crime stream is going to be running 8 hours. I know people don't know a lot of the behind the scenes, but once your stream hits a certain amount of hours, I don't know if it's 6 or 8, it doesn't allow you to go back and edit. I don't think I'm actually going to end this stream. But then I think sometimes people think like, oh, it's just like a flick of a button. Just flick the button. And it's just like, yeah, it's edited and take it out. No, you have to go back and scroll through. If you know the timestamp, it'll make it easier. You have to go back, look through. You have to add these things that are kind of a pain in the ass to use the YouTube editor to modify it. It's too bad that they showed her face, I guess. They shouldn't have showed her face. I want to see. I don't know if I can show an example. But anyway, yeah, that's something at the end of the day, I can try. I can try to like blur it out or something like that, but I'm not gonna like in the middle of the day try to do it now. But later on, I can try. Let me see if I can show with this. Look, I'll just show you one example here. This one's not even 8 hours. This is 7 hours. Look, this video cannot be blurred because it's too long. Once you hit a certain, I don't know what it is. I thought it was, this was 7 hours. Maybe it's 6. I'm not sure what length of time. Once a live stream passes a certain amount of length, you can't go back and edit it. It's just kind of is what it is. I know a lot of people don't know that because they don't know the behind the scenes stuff, you know. But if it allows me later, and if I have time tonight, I'll do it. Now, the search for Lena Kill, I almost wonder if I should just leave this up for the lunch stream. This is back up here. The Fannie Willis trial. That thing too. I mean, I just don't. Yeah, I mean, I think I blended in two different conversations, but yeah, the one about the blurring is something different from the Fannie Willis. Somebody was really upset yesterday or something, which is fine. Which is fine. I think for some people, yeah, like maybe you shouldn't be on the internet or take some time off, or if you have to leave, you have to leave. You got to take care of your own mental health. Because some people, I guess, get really, and it's crazy because to me, I'm like, wow, we had so much fun. I didn't know somebody was like really teed off yesterday about like, the stream. So, but I mean, and honestly, even if you give a trigger warning at the beginning of the video, it's not enough because then at some point somebody joins in the middle, like, oh, you didn't say nothing. And then even when you have something plastered across a thing, like the entire thing for hours, you're still going to get somebody, so I don't know. I don't know how many things you could do for somebody really, just, it's the internet, and things happen on the internet. It's live, I mean, it just, life happens. Things in life happen, but for some people, especially, this is an election year, right? So if you feel really, really like you can't control yourself, take some time off there or just stay off the internet. Or I think there's filters too. I don't know. They have a bunch of like filter stuff. You can put maybe a filtered setting where maybe it just shows you certain types of, I don't know, videos or news or something. I mean, it's just kind of the reality of what's going on. It's all over it's on Twitter, it's on YouTube, like it's everywhere. It's on Law and Crime, it's your, whatever. Court TV. I don't know what to tell you. So I don't know how we should do this. I want to keep this up. Oh, this is cool. Maybe we should do this on the second. Right. Take a break, Maybe we should do it here. Let's do it, man. Let's fucking do it. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to curse. All right, I'm going to set up a new stream on this channel. And we'll title it, because I think it was cool yesterday hanging out and just putting out this story. Oh, you know what? Let's do this because I actually have a video to share with you guys. So forget take a break, take a nap. Nah, fuck that. We're gonna do this next. Let me see. I'll schedule this. Dun, dun, dun. Live. Search for body in wooded area. San Antonio, Texas. I wish I could make a new thumbnail. I don't have time to make a thumbnail. And I like yesterday's thumbnail, but I feel like we should add something to it. You know what? I'll make one different chain. I'll put an arrow. This is interesting, though. They're still searching the area. I'm glad that they're like looking, like not just, all right, we're done. Update that. All right, let's start this now. Boom, boom, boom. 12:25. Oh, and hopefully do we have, let me check something. Yesterday when we did the lunch stream, what time did we go live? I want to make sure we have a notification. And also, the thing about yesterday, I think, with the Fanny stuff, I think I was told too that they didn't like that I put hostile witness in the title. We went live yesterday at 12:32. So you know what? Let me schedule it. Let's stay here for now. We'll wait to move over. I'm gonna schedule the next live. I want to make sure we have a notification. 12:35. We'll just hang out here in the meantime. Watch the search. 12:35. And when we move to the news stream, I'll show you the video that I wanted to talk to you about because the family's pissed. They said something about they don't feel like the police are communicating with them. So 12:35, we'll go there. And I realize, man, a lot of people watching, they have things going on in their life or whatever, you know, just like me or whatever. So I know some people, I don't know, they see this stuff and it's taken very seriously. But a lot of the times here, we're just having fun. If you haven't noticed by now, and the person said they've been watching for 8 months. If you haven't noticed by now, we try to, even in dark and whatever, we try to, the chat's light. We kind of have fun, relax. You know, it's not like this, I don't know, that it's serious. It is serious. And then we're also at another times having fun. You know, we're yeah, I mean, yesterday it wasn't some methodical whatever. Remember guys at the end of the stream yesterday, I literally was about to get off and it's like this, the lady, she just popped it. She kind of, I think I clicked it and I seen her. I can make a thumbnail too while we wait. Why not? I clicked it and I seen her face and then I played a clip of it and I was like, yo, this is interesting. I had no idea that was happening, nor did I know the history of the story behind it. It wasn't methodically plotted and planned and like we're gonna get these people and upset somebody. You think this was playing right now too? I just clicked on YouTube and this was happening right now. This is cool. I'm really glad there's people out there like really digging up and searching. I imagine that this is like a credible tip. And you know the thing too, I feel like that lady yesterday testifying, there's people that loved her and there's people that hate her. Fanny. It was funny to me. I don't really have a thing in the court, but I've heard that she has lied, and supposedly the other testimony contradicted hers. You know, but I don't know the ins and outs. Some people still feel it's not a conflict of interest or whatever. You know, I mean, if you're looking for the actual in-depth political news, this is not the channel. We're just having fun. There's news channels for that. But I think I will keep that stuff on the second channel if we do watch it or whatever. I mean, you know. Oh yeah, I agree, BK. I laugh at my own stuff and shit. My girlfriend yesterday told me they were shitting on me. Actually, in the fatty stream, I think she was telling me that there was a couple of trolls or whatever talking shit about me. I was like, I didn't even notice. I was just having fun. I didn't even notice. But anyway, I do wish her the best. You know, I don't think she's watching. She said she unsubscribed, so. FCLA News. Hey, bro, I was wondering if you're willing to accept. Oh, what? Oh, shoot. Why did I just see this guy's email now? Let me text this dude. Oh, my God. FCLA News text me. Oh, he emailed me, but I'm gonna text him.
Can we do this? I was going to give a timeline of how things happened, about the tip that led to they had shovels, then sonar equipment, then from the sonar equipment to the excavator. Can we just show the little marks? Just kind of the line that it went kind of through the woods.
Okay, I'll show you. You say you show the track.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll keep it very quick. I'll just give like those three sentences.
So make sure that they don't go to zero until after I show that. Okay? So you're gonna stand there.
I don't want to be in front of the camera next to a live stream. But yes, it's perfect.
If that is the best.
Okay, got it. You got it. You know him?
See, that's what I mean.
Be careful.
Okay. And look, FCLA News. Guess what? Guess what phone he's using? iPhone. Said Mel, don't change. It's like a kind of a slippery slope sometimes, you know. But I feel like every time election time comes to, it's it's in the news. It's trending everywhere. I mean, I talk about it sometimes with my family. You know, I try not to go like in depth here, but I always joke around about it. I think it's kind of funny. What back in like 2016 with all the politics stuff, I got way too over in it myself. I was like arguing with people, trying to make my point, blah blah blah. I don't care about that anymore, really. Like I'm not. It's not that serious for me anymore. I don't want to go back to that point. But some people are still in that point, or have always been in that point, and they're not talking to their family. They're not talking. They're stopping being friends with people, whatever. I just like to kind of try to see the humor in some of the stuff. I don't know that that's something I can control, the politics or whatever happens. Yeah, you can vote, you go vote. I mean, I realistic at the end of the day, like, am I going to make a change on that? Probably not. I'd rather worry about what I can control and my life and try to eat right, go whatever.
All right. Hey, everybody watching on the live stream. Thank you so much for watching us. We're live from Gardendale and Blue Mill Road on the city's northwest side here in San Antonio. You are watching live coverage of the search for Lena Keel. The excavator just went to the back there. You can probably see the tracks of that excavator. It's out of sight right now in the wooded area. So hopefully, I'm hoping we'll have some answers possibly here coming up, maybe within the hour or so. No telling when, if at all, we'll get some kind of answers from somebody here, somebody official that can tell us maybe what came of this search that started early this morning. Actually, it started yesterday. We've been out here since about 4 this morning. This search started a little after 8 this morning. We're about to do a live shot for one of the stations here in San Antonio, and we will keep you updated on what, if anything, that they find. Sonar equipment was brought in that ultimately led to the excavators being brought in. And as soon as we get some more details, we will bring them to you on the live stream. Thank you so much for watching. We will keep you updated as soon as we can. Thank you.
Zoom. Yeah, I know I shouldn't try to delve too much or anything into the stuff on this channel. And I don't even plan on
They switched off the mic. Is it back on now? Is it back on? Thank you.
But if some crazy shit happens, we're going to watch it.
No interview this time. Stay on me. I will call for video. I'm going to give a timeline of what happened, and we want to show the line tracks of the excavator.
Ooh.
And then I'll call for video here.
In a few minutes, we're going to transfer over to the new live.
Thank you. We're in the open of the show.
And then we'll hang out there for like an hour, and then we'll end it. Because I want to.
We have a sound bite, right? We have a sound bite. Do we have a SOT? Do we have a SOT, Celia? Intro.
Ronan. I know I've been on all sides of the fence too with that stuff, so I mean it's whatever.
Yeah, there is a lot going on out here. I want to take you quickly through the timeline about all of this. On Valentine's Day, there was a tip from a Bexar County inmate to come to this area for knowledge about Lena Keel, where her body might be found. This is at Gardendale and Blue Mail. From that tip, sonar equipment was brought out. They suspected some density below the surface here at Gardendale and Blue Mail. They brought out some shovels. Then they brought out chainsaws to knock some trees down. And just a short time ago, you can see the lines there. They brought out an excavator to kind of look through the area. And within the last 20 minutes or so, you can hear the chainsaws there. They brought that excavator through the area, those chainsaws to move through some trees there so that that excavator can make its way through. The family of Lena Keel has been out here throughout the morning and yesterday when the search started. And again, this all came from a tip from a Bexar County inmate who led them to this area. Now, again, agents scouring this wooded area not far from the apartment complex, less than a mile off Fredericksburg Road, where Lena was last seen alive near the complex's playground back on December 20th, 2021. Now, they're focusing on this greenway here off of Gardendale Street and Blue Mill Road. There, we've seen everything from CSI technicians, K-9 units, and FBI agents. And again, that sonar equipment detecting some kind of density. Sadly, they say they are looking for a body or any type of other clues. And they also say they've searched this area before, but that's what they have right now. And again, February 20th would have been Lena's 6th birthday. Everybody just hoping for a great outcome here. We're going to continue to stay on top of the story. We're going to bring you updates on air and online at foxsanantonio.com. We're also live streaming this video so you can watch it live as it is happening. And I will jump in front of this camera if we have any updates. So be sure to stick with us on air and online too. We are live streaming this on Facebook to give you any updates as we get them throughout the day. Reporting live here on the Northwest Side, I'm Christina De Leon, Fox SA. We'll send it back to you.
Okay. That was a good little recap of what's going on. I kind of want to pause it there so when we move over. Okay, we're going to move over now. I just want to really play that part when we move over. I'll see you guys in 1 second. Let me just make sure I have redirect. Redirect. Perfect.